My name is Gaddis Ronfa, the warrior of light. And this is my world. My story. The lands I've traveled. The friends I've made. The enemies I've fought. The boundaries I've broken. And the lives I've changed. In your darkest hour, in the blackest night, when you need me, I will be with you. So let us be about it.
Yes. It's relaxing in a brand new year, 2024. I have to remember to write that correctly on all my documents. Because I am still very tempted to write 2023 on everything. So that's, of course, an adjustment. Yeah, but we're enjoying my lovely small house's front yard this evening. Let me get out of this pose, the G pose. All right. So I had to get rid of my old Christmas stuff. I think I put everything back to normal. It's the one downside with decorating your house for the holidays. It's just ripping everything out afterwards. And we're back to normal in here. I've never stopped having to remind myself it wasn't 2022. Yeah. It's... Every year, it takes me about... a month, like the first month of the year, to get adjusted to the fact that it's not the previous year anymore. So that's always fun. Everything's looking good. So I think it's on a Japanese server, so I can't remember which one it is exactly, but I saw on Twitter somebody made the game of life inside their house. Like it's a playable, like the whole floor is basically the board from the game of life. I don't know how long it took them to do that, but it's very impressive. But I think it's on one of the Japanese servers. I don't know if I am even able to go check it out. I should have saved that tweet. Oh well. So let's head to let's start things off with the New Year's event. Yeah, I hope this year's better than the previous year. That's all I'll say. My instincts are unfortunately making me feel like it's going to be worse somehow, but I'm really crossing my fingers that it's not that bad. I guess we'll see if it is or not. Alright, I think we need to go to Upper Limsa. Yeah, people are really creative with their house interiors. I need to look up a few for the next stream just to like check them out. Alright. Oh, this is nice. We've already got the decorations for the new year. Oh, that's cute. This fucking like giant Moogle kite in the background. Okay, I have to ask. When is the last time anybody flew a kite? It's been a minute for me. I was randomly thinking about that the other day because nowadays they have like crazy kites. Like there's one that looks like just a straight up X-Wing or Millennium Falcon that you can get that's apparently still a kite, which is awesome. You don't think you ever have? Oh, come on. You had to have flown a kite, like, as a wee little kid at some point. I feel like I definitely did once, at bare minimum. No? Wow. That's, well, I mean, you do need kind of a big-ass area to fly kites in. And unless you kind of, like, regularly went to the park or something like that, yeah, because we're city folk, so we don't have acres of land to just run around like crazy little wild animals on. So that probably does make it difficult to do things that other folks would be like, yeah, of course I flew kites when I was a kid. So I guess this year is the year of the dragon, right? I've been seeing some cute little dragon like sketches and things from people, so that's purely how I'm guessing this year's animal to be. The park nearest to me was not the kind of park for kiting. Ah, well. Yeah, you need like a crazy long stretch of space. Like really get it up to speed. Oh, that's fucking cute. Is that a little chocobo with a fucking dragon outfit on? Oh my god, is that the reward? I will die. That's so fucking cute. And he's just booping and bopping around. Oh man, okay. Oh, yes. There's an official one. It's like he has a little dragon hoodie almost. Like a dragon cosplay. Alright, let's try this out. To be a mascot. The Ryu Metsuke seeks the aid of a kindly adventurer. Well met, friend, and welcome to our festivities. I am known in my homeland of Hingashi as the Ryu Metsuke, and it is my delegation's solemn charge to share our Heavensturn custom with the peoples of Eorzea, that we might join hands in revelry. Although Heavensturn is observed in both our lands to mark the coming of a new year, there is a difference between our traditions. Here in Eorzea, the deity is chosen from amongst the 12 to preside over the heavens, while in the Far East we honor one of our 12 noble beasts. And this year, that beast is the mighty Ryu, a creature you Eorzeans might liken to a dragon. Are we gonna talk to some Heavensward dragons about this? Now, in order to liven up the festivities, we decided to have a pair of horsebird hatchlings, or should I say, chocobo chicks, serve as mascots. Winsomely dressed in draconic attire, we were certain that they would delight all who laid eyes upon them. However, when the Ryu Bogyo, the leader of our delegation, presented one of the chicks to a crowd, the reception was disappointingly muted. We know not where we erred. I say, you're an adventurer, are you not? In the course of dispensing aid, you must have acquired some insight into the people's interests. Loath though I am to impose, will you not help us to identify our plan's failings? In so doing, we may yet find a way to win over the locals with our mascots. Who wouldn't love a tiny chocobo with an outfit on? You have my thanks. To begin, I ask that you seek out the Ryu Bogyo. For want of passerby, she decided to wander around this plaza with her hatchling. When you find her, pray ask for her account of our dilemma, and thence help us find a solution. Ryu Bogyo? Oh, God damn it. My controls are still... I'm still moving around as if it's Baldur's Gate controls, which is very distracting. Because with Baldur's Gate, for some reason, like... I think you hold down the middle mouse button to rotate the camera, but every time I do that in this game, it makes me auto-run. So it's not what I want to do at all. Where is the Ryu Bogyo? This lady? That's very cute. Oh, curious about our delegation, are you? Well, that is well, for I was just about to introduce our mascot Ryunosuke to this young lady. The chocobo is called Ryunosuke? Oh. Feast your eyes on a horsebird amongst horsebirds, the pinnacle of our plumage. I dare say Heavensturn has never hatched a mascot as utterly charming as our legal Ryu. Or regal Ryu. Well, he's certainly adorable, but what is a Ryu? And why do you have him dressed up in that costume? An excellent question. You see, we wish to present the charms of the Chocobo and the Ryu in a lovable package. Just look at him waggle his scaly little tail. It's an exquisite combination, you must agree. And it would be remiss of me to not mention the craftsmanship that went into the outfit. Our weavers spared no effort to evoke the might and majesty of the Ryu in the diminutive form before you. The finished product is simply divine, is it not? I suppose? Still don't know what a Ryu is, but never mind. Thank you for letting me play with him. What is that outfit she has on? Oh, this person... Oh, wait! It's running off after her. Yet again I failed to convey the virtues of our mascot. You come at the Ryu Metsuke's behest. I should be most grateful for your aid, adventurer. I seek only to share our mascot's charms with the people of Eorzea, but my every attempt has ended in failure, as you've just witnessed. Try as I might, I cannot see what I'm doing wrong. If you have any advice, anything at all, I'll be most eager to hear it. Adorable is well and good, but you can't forget the other things. You may want to talk more about the Ryu. Maybe talk more about the Ryu? Because the girl kept asking, like, what the hell is a Ryu? And the lady wasn't really answering the question. Talk about the Ryu, you say. Rather than tediously explaining tradition, I had hoped to initiate the people through our mascots. You believe this is not enough? It might avail me to speak with that young girl as well. Let her gaze upon Ryunosuke once more, and... Well, the bird is gone. Did she not notice? I saw it run off. Oh? Wherever did our little mascot go? He probably went after the girl. Oh yeah, followed after the girl, you say? We must find him, and quickly. Please, adventurer, will you not help with the search? Sure. Yeah, she's very bad at every part of her job. I'm trying to find a new profession, lady. Thank you. Now then, I believe the girl set off in the direction of the tavern. The Drowning Wench, was it? If we find her, I dare say we will find Ryunosuke. Maybe. It's very cute. I'm a sucker for any chocobo anything, honestly. The smaller, the better. Ah, thank goodness you're here. I've been asking this guardswoman about the girl, but I'm struggling to make myself understood. Perhaps you can help clear things up. The lady says she's looking for a girl with a Ryu, but I haven't the faintest idea what that is. To rephrase, it's a chocobo chick wearing a costume. Imagine a dragon. A tiny green dragon with googly eyes. Well, okay. That's very cute, but let's not confuse people. It's definitely a chocobo chick. Ah, you must be speaking to the odd little critter I spotted a few moments ago. It was wearing what looked like a dragon costume and was waddling after a young girl. I'm afraid I didn't observe where they went, though. Sorry I couldn't be of help. Many thanks for your assistance. In my haste, I neglected to explain the meaning of the word Ryu. Yeah, how about we just... Oh, God. Why don't we just say dragon? Obviously, everybody here knows what a dragon is, and she's just she's unnecessarily causing problems by saying Ryu. Like, I get it, you know, different cultural word, but, you know, being understood, I think, in this case is more important. than accuracy. As the Ryometsuke told me, the creature doesn't exist in Eorzea. If I had begun by clarifying that it's similar to a dragon, I could have avoided the misunderstand. Oh. I dare say I now know why our mascot has so struggled to win over the masses. I shall speak with this guardswoman a little more, in case she has aught else of note to share. Once I'm finished, I plan to scout the upper decks. In the meantime, might I trouble you to search the lower decks? Once we have finished, let us reconvene at Bulwark Hall. Yeah, just... people like dragons now. So just say it's a dragon, then everyone will automatically love it. Alright, so... looks like it's just near the entryway to Luminsa. Or not the entryway, like where everybody's always just fucking dancing in place for hours. With very little clothes on. Actually, let's see. Is that the case right now? Once enough people load up. It's like the popular idling spot. Oh, I see some dancing down over there. Surprisingly, not as many people in bikinis. There's usually, like, right around here, like a whole line of people just, like, in almost no clothes. Alright, so where could this... Oh, is somebody playing music? Okay. Amicable alleygoer. A girl with an oddly dressed chocobo chick? She passed by here just earlier. She looked a little lost, so I asked her if she needed help, but she told me that she was fine, and she was headed to the Ageless River. Though I left it at that, I can't help but worry for her out there on her own. I hope you find her soon. You've learned nothing of note. Or something of note. That's nothing. For me, it's like nothing. Continue scouring the lower decks for more information. Lurking. Oh, hey, thanks for the lurk, Girl Rika. Appreciate it. Yeah, stream is fun. The first 14 stream of the year. Very eventful. Let's see. So where else could we get clues? Okay, this name here looks like somebody just smushed their hands on a keyboard. What is this? Skillof? I dare somebody to pronounce that shit. It's not a name. Alright, Axgilif. A young lass and a chocobo chick. I spied them walking past the Aetherite, though. I couldn't say where they went from there. Okay. Unfazed fishmonger. A chocobo chick wearing a little green dragon costume. Hasn't come this way, I'm afraid. With customers scarce as they are today, I'd remember if something like that walked by. Okay. So not that way, but it was, what, towards the airship? Isn't that what that guy said? So if that's the case, it should be... because the airship's like way over here. I think. Oh. Personable peddler. Hmm? I know the lass you're after. Sybil's her name, and she's the daughter of a fellow merchant, a good friend of mine, in fact. You'd be hard-pressed to find a happier father and daughter. They go fishing at the river together all the time, they do. But he'll soon set sail for faraway lands, I'm told. Sybil's worried sick, and for good reason. The ocean's a fickle mistress, and even a simple voyage could cost a man his life. Any road. She came through here earlier, but I'm afraid I couldn't say where she is now. Perhaps someone else can help you there. Okay, so now I think we have enough information. It's funny that we're in like Fantasyland that has places like Charlian with incredible technology and advanced everything, and yet people could still die in the open ocean. Like on a boat. It's such a weird mix of like old tech and fantasy future tech. It's kind of odd. Yeah, he did look like Solomon Grundy. He's got the like that gray skin or whatever. Solar Punk. That's a cool name. Is that an actual thing? I know we got cyberpunk. I know we have like steampunk and all that, but solar punk. All right, Bugyo lady. There you are. By your triumphant expression, dare I hope you've learned something of our little girl and the mascot? So the girl, Sibley... Oh, I thought it was Sybil. Sibley. Was headed for the Ageless River. Now you should find just the information we need is auspicious indeed. For my part, in the course of speaking with the locals, I was able to learn more about dragons. That is, while they have many similarities with the Ryu of the Far East, they are in fact different creatures. I had been under the impression that they were one and the same, but be it their folklore or their status in mortal society, they are quite distinct. I had assumed that the people of Eorzea were like me, that they thought the Ryu was simply a dragon by another name. I suppose it is little wonder that Sibley looked so puzzled during our first encounter. When next we find her, I shall do my utmost to explain the true meaning of our mascot. Now off to the Ageless River with us. It's not exactly that, but aesthetically it's closer to it here than steampunk. Ah, I need to look that up. That's a cool, like, term. Alright, it's the Ageless River. I guess we'll see where this dumps us out. The fate. Alright, where did she go? What the heck? Oh wait, what is... Oh, no, that's a person. That's an actual player. That's not right. Rio Bugyo. Okay, so she's searching here. Further upstream, maybe. The hell? Oh, whoops. How did I not see that big green indicator? I wish you didn't have to go, Papa. Huh? You're the adventurer from before. What are you doing here? Oh, thank the kami we found you, Sibley. And the lady in the fancy helmet, too. How did you know my name? Shouldn't be off on your own, especially when there's, like, literally... a clan of, like, thieves or murderers just, like, across the river. I see. I'm sorry to cause you both trouble. I just wanted to visit my papa's favorite fishing spot, but your chocobo chick ended up following me all the way. Well, he's safe with you now. If nothing else, I'll be off. Pray wait a moment. In the course of searching for Ryunosuke, we couldn't help but learn that your father will soon embark upon a voyage, and it has left you feeling troubled. I realize we are but strangers, but if you are not averse, will you not talk to us about it? She has like a unique face model or something for a kid. It's alright. My papa, he's headed to Hingashi for trade. I heard that it's a long and dangerous journey, and it made me worry. I wanted to pray to the navigator to keep him safe at sea. And then I found out that Lamelin wasn't chosen this Heavensturn, and it made me worry even more. I see. As you say, it isn't the navigator, but the keeper who presides over the heavens this year. Which keeper? Which keeper's that? It was so bad. We just did a raid with the 12 gods, and I can't even remember which one is which. But if not the navigator, I thought you could at least pray to a god from the Far East. That's why I went to talk to you. So that is the way of it. You came to me hoping to beseech our divinities to protect your father. But in my fervor to showcase our mascot, I failed to lend an ear to your earnest desire. Well, I hear you now, young one, and I shall tell you a tale about the Ryu that will grant you comfort. I need to recall a suitable one. Something that ideally features the ocean. Oh. Quack, quack, quack! Oh, what's gotten into you, little one? This little bird's gonna freak out. Curious what lies that way, are you? It's a place called the Woad Whisper Canyon. Papa told me that the waterfalls appeared there after the calamity, and they changed the flow of the Nime River. It is cute. Is this an exception to your rule, Joe? About birds? Is it an acceptable bird? Waterfalls changing the course of a river. I believe I have the perfect tale for you, Sybil, or Sibley. One that will bolster your spirits as your father departs on his journey. Let us head to these waterfalls, that we might avail ourselves of their ambience. Even Ryunosuke is keen, and we wouldn't want to ignore such a fortuitous omen. Okay, so we take the guys to a river now? Oh. Unlike a dragon. Is that supposed to be a Yakuza reference? Because the name of the Yakuza series in Japanese is called Like a Dragon. Unless that's just like a phrase that they use. Because nobody's dressed up like Kiryu or any of that, but whatever. The Ryu Bugyo has a mind to make for Woad Whisper Canyon. Come, let us head to these waterfalls. They would provide the perfect setting for my tale. I'm surprised we haven't bumped into Seiryu. I guess he's more snake than dragon, but whatever. Okay, so where did this dude go? Over there. I forgot how fucking quiet these Realm Reborn areas don't have like any music at night. Like, the only music I'm getting now is from the umbrella I'm using. Oh, what the hell? Is this an A rank here? I can kill this thing by myself. Let's kill it. Ow. Is that actually gonna hurt me? Good. Where did they go? Oh. Oh, that is a nice view. Very particular split water fountains. Not water fountains, I mean waterfalls. Ahem. Let's begin. The Ryu is a creature that shares many similarities with the dragons of Eorzea, but as I myself recently discovered, is in fact a distinct being. Nor is there just the one Ryu. Nay, there exist a myriad individuals, all of whom have their own tales. And the creature I will speak about is the mighty Seiryu. Wait, okay. There is this, I know this Seiryu. The mighty Seiryu, one of the four lords who legend holds birthed a great waterfall in the Far East. I mean, we could probably blow this lady's mind by actually, like, inviting him over. Quack! That does sound exciting, doesn't it? In the region of Yanxia flows the One River, and its plentiful waters nourish nearby lands. In ages past, It is said Seryu drank so deeply of the river that he altered its very course, and in doing so gave rise to a waterfall. The dragons struggled. While it is not widely known, Seryu was also regarded as a guardian deity who protected people from the disasters of water. Disasters like storms and floods? Indeed. Long ago, it was believed that calamities could be quelled by sacrificing a young maiden to the divine beasts such as Seryu. Yeah, why is it always young maidens? You can't just sacrifice a young dude. Some young hot dude. And while no written records exist, there is a tale of a seaside village that fell in the path of a raging storm. Desperate to calm the heavens, the villagers offered unto Seryu one of their daughters. However, Seryu showed no interest whatsoever in the young girl. To merely know the village's plight was enough for him, it seemed, and he turned the course of the storm and spared them untold devastation. A benevolent being is Seryu, who wields his power over water for good. Even now he hears our prayers and protects us and our loved ones from harm. That, my dear, is just one example of the noble beast we celebrate this Heavensturn. Together, let us offer a prayer to Seryu and wish your father safe travels and calm waters. That sounds perfect, miss. Thank you so much. Just watch it be not as effective of a prayer compared to just praying to the navigator. We must thank Ryunosuke as well. Were it not for him, I might not have recalled the tale of Seryu. That bird is going to grow up into a grown chocobo that cosplays. Now you could pray to Seryu for safe travels too, adventurer. Oh, but perhaps you already heard the story? Straight from the serpent's mouth, in fact. You mean to say you've met the great Seryu himself? To think that he was more serpentine in nature. If this is true, we would be able to celebrate him in the Year of the Snake as well. That's a good point. He's a twofer. He has a snake and a dragon. Now that I come to think of it, miss, you said that no written records exist of that tale. How did you come to know it? An astute observation, Sibley. You see, my family is said to be descended from the maiden who was offered to Seryu. As long ago as the event took place, there is no way to confirm the tale's veracity. But if true, then it is by the grace of Seryu that I am here alive. Thus, I have made it my mission to spread the word of his noble kind. Looking back, from the time you followed after Sibley, it is as if you've ever been watching me, or guiding me, little one. I may be your caretaker, but it was you who was watching over me. Just like an honest-to-God's Ryu. With this, I now know what I must do to initiate people into our traditions, and I shall continue to do so for as long as the Ryu reigns in the heavens. Come, let's head back to the city together. We wouldn't want to make your father worry now, would we, Sibley? Plot twist. The father is dead. Or has been a ghost for years or something creepy like that. It's like, why haven't we seen the father yet? Does the father actually exist? Is this all a prank? Or like the father is actually Seryu. It's like we'll see him and it's like, hey, wait a minute. I've seen you before. Alright, okay. There you are, adventurer. Lest you wonder, young Sibley is now safe home. Wait, we didn't see the dad? Okay, whatever. And I have just apprised the Ryu Metsuke of our fruitful outing. Now that I have discovered a more suitable approach to my draconic dilemma, I wish to wander the city again for onlookers. Though I regret to impose upon you once more, your support with Sibley was most helpful. Might you accompany me while I make my rounds around the area? With your discerning eyes, I am certain that you could readily identify those who might be receptive to our message. What say you? Sure. I'm truly grateful. Come, let us set forth at once. Okay, you're following me. Let's see, there's one here. This lady is just failing upwards. Not particularly good at her job, but then she lucked into a warrior of light who's just, like, doing everything for her. Ale-sipping sailor. Huh? What the hell is that chocobo chick supposed to be dressed up as? Ryunosuke here is wearing a costume that mimics the Ryu, dragons of the Far East. It is held that these creatures have mastery over water, and a sailor such as your good self may benefit from knowing about them. Huh. If you ask me, it looks more like a sea serpent. Hold it. It wouldn't have anything to do with that thrice-damned primal Leviathan, would it? I assure you there's no connection whatsoever. Far from causing disasters of water, the Ryu is a benevolent beast that protects us from them. If you are interested in knowing more, I invite you to seek us out at the Aft Castle. Is that right? Still, here in Limsa, we got the Navigator. That's all the protection we need on the high seas. Ah, yes. I understand the people of your nation look to Lameland to favor them with safe voyages. Be that as it may, disasters of water could strike beyond the bounds of the sea, in which case placing your faith in the Ryu could provide you with added assurance. I suppose it don't hurt to have more friends in high places, as it were. Fine, fine. I'll go and see what all this is about. Wait, where's the next? Oh, it's all the way up there. So are we trying to sell people on, like, I guess it's not a cult. I have to remind myself that gods are real in this fucking universe, and it's not like you're trying to, like, hook them on a new religion or something. It's like, no, you can actually pray to Seiryu, because Seiryu, like, I know the dude. He's real. Yes? How can I assist you in your curiously dressed chocobo chick? If I may shed some light on the mystery of our mascot, little Ryunosuke here is named for the Ryu, dragons of the Far East. Oh? I thought dragons are supposed to be fearsome. This fellow looks anything but. A costume companion notwithstanding, the Ryu is in fact a powerful and fearsome beast. Yet by the same token, they are fondly regarded as symbols of good fortune. Should you be curious about them, we would be glad to tell you more at the Aft Castle. A being that's regarded with both fear and fondness. Intriguing. Perhaps I'll pay a quick visit to the Aft Castle before returning to work. Idle Yellow Jacket is a hell of an identifier. Yeah, lazy gadfly or whatever the fuck. What's the old term? Lagabout or something like that? Like people that are just too lazy to do shit. Oh, layabout, right. Speaking of, well, not speaking of which. What's this guy up to these days? Carvalane. Okay, nothing new. I always wonder, there's this amazing subplot with this dude, this Ellison here, Carvalane. I can't remember if I told you about it. So like, he originally is from Ishgard, part of this well-to-do family, one of the 4 houses of Ishgard. pretty big deal. But he didn't want to be part of the noble class. Like, he was done with it. He hated nobles. He was like, I want to just be free. I don't want people to tell me what to do. So he faked either his kidnapping and or his death so that he could go and live with pirates. And he ended up becoming a fucking pirate, like one of the main pirate captains in Limsa, but changed his name, because I don't think his real name is Carbolane. Because obviously if somebody looked him up and they were from Ishgard, they'd be like, what the hell are you doing here? So I can't remember what his actual name was, but he's living a second life here. But there was this great quest when I was rebuilding, or helping to rebuild the firmament in Ishgard, where I was doing stuff with his dad, which he had some plot development because he started out as an asshole and actually became a really good guy. And his dad was, I felt so bad for his dad, because he was like, I still believe my son's out there somewhere. I'll never give up looking for him. And I'm like, dude, your dad is in Ishgard angsting regularly over the fact that he thinks he's lost his son, and you're just not even giving a fuck about giving him at least a hint that you're alive. There's a fascinating fucking tale there. And then, of course, as well, the female... one of the other pirate captain ladies has this, like, will they or won't they tension with him, where she clearly likes him. I don't know if he likes her, but we constantly see them in situations where she's trying to, like, hook up with him, but they always have, like, misunderstandings and shit, so they never end up getting together. So maybe someday, some faraway fucking expansion. Pirates are pretty fascinating in this game. He's a love idiot. Oh, because he doesn't realize that somebody loves him? Yeah. He is like one of the cooler pirate dudes, though. And I think in like the one cutscene where he actually is voiced, he has the same voice actor as Xenos, which is amusing. But Tataru, because Tataru knows fucking everything, knows that he is secretly an Ishgardian noble. So I think it was in Stormblood or something, she basically blackmails him into letting us ride on his ship to get to the Stormblood area. She's like, hey, wouldn't it be a shame if some noble family found out that their son was still alive and living in Limsa? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Get the fuck on my ship. It's pretty good. Now, by the gods, I just resolved to salve my soul with the sight of adorable creatures this year, and what should appear but the most charming of chocobo chicks. What's your name, little one? And what is that winsome outfit you're wearing? Winsome. You have a keen eye, sir. This little fellow is Ryunosuke, and he is dressed as a Ryu, a dragon of the Far East. By thus attiring as Eorzea's favorite beast of burden, we hope to create a symbol of friendship between our lands. Well now, that this adorable form should harbor such splendid symbolism. I'd never heard of this Ryu before, but now I'm keen to know more. In that case, sir, I invite you to seek us out at the Aft Castle anon. There we will be glad to answer all your questions. Excellent. We shall head there at once. Easy to convince. See, all you need is a cute fucking animal. Oh, what a relief to see the locals take an interest in the Ryu. I dare say we have gathered enough people, so let's head back to the Aft Castle. I think I can take a shortcut here. Yeah, I love, though, like, for the world building for this game, every decently known NPC has a good backstory, for the most part. Some of them could use some work on their backstories, but still, the potential is always there. And thus you see sometimes fanfics for all manner of NPC out there. Alright, mission accomplished. So, our Bugyo makes her triumphant return. You've done a tremendous job to pique the interest of so many. You're too kind, Mitsuke. None of this would have been possible without the adventurer and Ryunosuke's help. Alright, who is this? Oh, that's her papa? I was expecting him to be this big, burly sailor, but this dude looks like a nerd. This guy wouldn't survive at sea. There you are, miss. My papa wanted to meet you, so I brought him. So you're the kindly folks who helped my sibling. I haven't the words to properly thank you, but I'm truly grateful for what you've done. I'm glad to see my girl smiling again. This guy looks pretty young. What is this outfit? I've seen this outfit before. I wish you could, like, scan NPCs and see what they're wearing. Pray do not mention it, sir. We too owe Sibley much and more. How fares the preparation for your journey, if I may ask? Very well, thank you. And with Sibley praying to the legendary Seiryu for my safety, no matter how far I venture from home, I have no doubt at all that all will be well. And then he washed away at sea. I shall pray for your safety as well. What little we might do to help you on your way, we gladly will do it. Indeed, while sharing the blessing of the divine beasts is a fine thing, naught is more rewarding to our delegation than fostering friendship between our lands. For all the help you've afforded us, I wish to give you a proper reward, yet I do not know what might be suitable. This excitable chocobo, maybe? Quack, quack, quack! Ryunosuke? Are you saying you wish to accompany our adventurer friend? Huh. I believe the little one wishes to be your charm against tumultuous waters, and he would be hard-pressed to choose a better companion. We still have Ryuji to aid us in our work, so if you wish it, Ryunosuke is yours. You can just sew more costumes to put on Chocobo Chicks. Ryunosuke, my little guardian, thank you for everything. May your divine aura keep our friends safe. And may you and yours enjoy the rest of the Heavensturn season, my friend. Know that whatever the Rio roars, good fortune shall be upon you. Yeah. Should you wish to draw Omikuji, the Omikujishi has returned to offer his services for the remainder of the celebration. Seek him out for heaven's... Oh, this is the fortune teller guy from last time. Furthermore, 12 extra fortunes have been divined this year. Keep a watchful eye on the adventurer section of your Omikuji and discover what new journeys might lie waiting for you. Huh? Cool. Let's see what our little fortunes are for this year. I hope it's fucking good. Wait, what the fuck? Why is... Wait, is this Americ? Azure Furred Rabbit. Okay, so... last year, was it? Or the year before, Americ was running around in Ishgard, in the firmament, with a bunny costume, because he didn't want people to know it was him. And you know he's always busy with paperwork, that hot stud. So he didn't want to draw, like, attention. Is this him? When I heard that a celebration was to be held in honor of me and mine, I wished to gaze upon its splendor with my own eyes. Oh, wait! This is fucking Seiryu in disguise as a rabbit, because it's blue? Byaku insisted I don this questionable attire, though he assured me it would conceal my identity from unsuspecting mortals. Huh? A descendant of the maiden I spirited away now takes charge of this festival, you say? Most intriguing. At the time, my intentions were not as benevolent as she believed. Whisking her away was but a means to appease my misguided worshippers. And yet, that her tale should endure this long is a testament to her gratitude. Perhaps I should give my regards to this buggy of which you speak. Yeah, that'll make her faint. Have a fucking god of the ocean, like, say, hey, nice of you to remember me. Yeah, I don't know why he's a rabbit. That's what confused me, because Amaric's the only other guy I know that dressed up in, like, an animal suit before, of this color. Yeah. That's an interesting tidbit. Is there any other secret person around here? Oh, these are the guys from last time. I don't know if you remember, because I can't remember if I streamed it. I think I did. This Gold Ellison and his friend. This is from, like, last year's Heavensturn. Let's see. According to this Omakuji, good fortune is upon me. Now, as I recall, there are some other minor fortunes in addition to this one. They should be written here somewhere. Aha! Here we are. Relationships. Treasure thy closest comrade. A fine fortune. But which comrade does it speak of exactly? I suppose it can't hurt to show them a little extra appreciation, but... Are you serious, dude? How about the comrade that's, like, right next to you? Oblivious. Where are all the Ellisons love idiots? Fair fortune, is it? Well, I'll happily take that over the alternative. I shudder to think what'll happen if I make the same mistakes I did last Heavensturn. If I'm to properly understand this fortune, I must thoroughly read through each section. Oh god. Here's one. Relationships. Treasure thy closest comrade. That should be simple enough. But who might this... Oh, you guys are both idiots. I get it. Who might this comrade be? Perhaps I should ask Beautiful for his... Oh, I do remember this dude's name because I think I asked you, Joe, how do you say it? Because it's like some pseudo-French. Wadafon? For his insight. Bodafon. Is that right? How much did I butcher that? Bodafon. B-E-A-U-D-E-F-O-I-N. Bois de foie. Ha ha ha. Bois de foie. Okay, this is kind of close. Bois de foie. Alright, any other secret folks? It's kind of cute. I think these are just regular NPCs for the event. Yeah. Okay, so just those guys. Alright, let's see what our fortunes are. Mochi Daikon. Mochi. Wait. Oh no, I talked to the other guy. Mr. Bunnyman. Give me fortune. Greetings, my friend. I deal in Omakuji. Traditional Far Eastern fortunes. Would you care to draw one? You bet it. You may draw as many as you like, but know that you must pay a fee of 100 gil per draw. Well, pal, I have almost 42 million gil. So I can draw quite a few fortunes until I get the right one. It sounds like you're saying butterfly in a fucked up New York. Butterfly. Oh my god, it does. Butterfly. Maybe that's that dude's name. You know, Koji Fox is such a goofball localizer for this game. I would not be surprised if he snuck in some ridiculous shit like that. Okay. Butterfly. What's my fortune? Better be good. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Give me something good. I need a good thing this year. Good fortune. Thou shalt experience exceptional fortune. Keep these words of guidance in thy heart. Adventure. Remain true to thyself, and new encounters shall follow. Relationships. Friendship will bloom. Take the lead and gather comrades. Prosperity. Bid farewell to the old. Bid welcome to the new. Conflict. The tiles favor thee. Try thy hand at Mahjong? What? Why the fuck would I play Mahjong? I've never actually played it before and have no idea how to play, so that's an interesting thing. Favor. Be forbearing like unto the matron, and the seeds of new friendship shall quicken for thee. Be forbearing? Am I dumb? What does that mean? Be forbearing like unto the matron, and the seeds of new friendship shall quicken for thee. Okay. That's not bad, though, overall. How did you fare? Whether it was the desired result or otherwise, I pray the words imparted by the fortune serve to guide you in the upcoming days. Oh, be patient like a matron, like an old lady. Great. That's gonna be hard for me. Oh yeah, and then you tie it to like a little area. I wish we had something like that here. It's kind of fun. Should I do another one? Or will that cancel out my good fortune from before? Let's try one more. Be patient like an old unmarried woman under the patriarchy. Ugh. Okay, new fortune then. New fortune. Let's try. Let's do 3, because that's a lucky number, right? We'll do this one and one more. And the last one better be the best one ever, goddammit. Alright. Uh-oh, it's already dipping. Fair fortune. Thou shalt experience moderate fortune. Keep these words of guidance in thy heart. Adventure. Stay true to thyself, and the way shall open for thee. Relationships. Thy comrades are thy treasures. Cherish them well. Prosperity. Now is an auspicious time to find a new home. Seize the opportunity. Conflict. For strength thou wantest not. Thou needst but... God, who wrote this? Urianger? For strength thou wantest not. Thou needest but breathe as one with thine allies. Breathe as one. Okay. Favor. Be steadfast like unto the keeper, and thou shalt not be led astray. For strength thou wantest not? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Let's try that last one. That one seems less good. That one's more like fraught with complications. Like, still potentially good, but you're gonna have to work for it. Okay, 3rd time's the charm. Okay. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Give me the best fortune you've ever had. Oh, he's smiling. Great fortune. Thou shalt experience extraordinary fortune. Keep these words of guidance in thy heart. Adventure. Auspicious encounters await amidst the hustle and bustle of cities. Relationships. A star-guided companion is closer than thou knowest. Prosperity. All shall be to thy desire. Throw open coffers without fear. So spend like there's no tomorrow. Conflict. Look to thy comrades in arms. Much have they to reach thee. Favor. Be decisive like unto the navigator, and serendipitous winds shall bear thee high. Wow. That's the power fortune there. Okay. Since that's the 3rd one, I'll keep that one. So sayest I. So in real life, if you redo the fortune, do you, like, untie the one that you tied there? Like, you only want to tie the one that you want to keep, right? I would assume. Oh, wait, this is the dad and the kid. Well, what do you know? It says great fortune. That bodes well for my voyage. So, putting a lot on a piece of paper there. You're so lucky, Papa. I'll pray to Sariu and ask him to give you lots of good fortune, too. Well. That's cute. They also have, like, little... This looks like a little photo op spot, huh? With the little... What are these, like, supposed to be Satsuma oranges? I guess it feels like more shopping and less prophecy. It seemed more daring, because it's like, do this and everything will work out, as opposed to something where you'd have to be more conservative about your chances, which is maybe a bit more intriguing. I'm almost always really conservative about both money and, you know, taking chances, but maybe this is the year of chance taking. Is there anything to buy here? They usually have like a vendor for like other items. Oh, it's festival supplier. Zoni is like a, what is this, like a bowl of soup and something? And advent cakes. That's it? Aw. I already have a bunch of advent cakes. I guess I could buy a few more. Or let me just buy one to see what it looks like. Oh. Ah, that's okay. I don't need more of that. It's just a little poof of an explosion. I do feel like... Now granted, I know they're working on finishing up an entire expansion to the game. But I have felt like the last couple of events have been a little light on content. Is it just me? I don't know. Like, they do technically make you do fetch questy stuff, but in terms of like cutscenes and like what you actually get, it's a little, I don't know. I've just been spoiled by past years where the events were like really memorable. Now it just seems like it's like they're adding on to things that we had before, which is not the worst, but the last thing you want is to feel like an event was like phoned in, you know? Alright, well we got a little minion out of that, so it's not too bad. Let's see. Probably should do a daily real quick. Yeah, how long it takes to actually get in a queue. I want to see this fucking Seiryu do something. Yeah, I got a cute little guy. I guess that's fine. Oh, this is very off topic, but now that the third volume of the Eorzea Encyclopedia came out, which I have in the corner of my room, somebody was saying, like, I'm too lazy to go over and open it, that Hildebrandt is actually a lot younger than he looks. I think at the start of the game, like 1.0, he's only supposed to be 19 years old. Now, granted, 1.0 happened, and then there was the calamity, you know, where Dalmud crashed to the ground and Bahamut blew everything up, and then 5 years passed, so he's not 19 anymore. But to know that Hildebrandt is still, like, in his maybe mid-20s when he looks so much older to me is pretty funny. Yeah, right, Hildebrandt? I mean... Yeah. Hildebrandt is relatively... Okay, so definitely Hildebrandt is younger than both Urianger and Thancred, which is very weird, because I would have felt like it was the opposite. Either that or those guys just age really well. It's kind of funny. It does kind of explain how ditzy he is about stuff, though, if he's just too young to know better. Or he is younger than I... Yeah, he's only... I'm not sure if it's the same age by the end of Endwalker, but Urianger is only, like, 29? And Thancred, for acting like a fucking old man, because he's always complaining and grumping, is, I think, 32? And then Sid, who unfortunately has the misfortune of having just white hair, so that makes everybody look older, or similar to Thancred, I guess, is only maybe 35 tops. But he acts like he's fucking, like, 50. I mean, Sid's pretty hot, though. Sid is definitely, like, a DILF. I guess if a 20-year-old just didn't sleep for, like, 3 years, I could see it. I don't think that's because of his age, not gonna lie. Oh, I love Urianger. Urianger is like, I don't know why he's so hot to me. It's his older voice. He's got that really nice, like, gravelly voice. But he's also got, like, one of the sexier, like, Ellison faces. Oh, God. I'm gonna go off the deep end. I should just stop now. I do like Thancred. I don't think he's as hot as other people are saying that he is, but I'm also not just as, like, thirsty for hearers as other people are. I am far more thirsty for Ellisons. Yeah, he does. Hey, Suide. Yeah, well, Gideon and Emery for Realm Reborn. Timothy Watson has a surprisingly good voice. He is kind of one of those dudes where it's like, oh, this sounds so mean, but it's like, sometimes there is good reason. This is a neat place, actually. Sometimes there's good reasons to not, like, look up what voice actors look like. Because that kind of starts fucking with your head about, like, whether that character's still hot or not when you see, like, what the voice, like, the face behind the voice is. But I do think that of all the characters, he fared the best. Because, like, Gideon Emery for Realm Reborn, where everyone else had, like, kind of questionable voices. And then Timothy Watson, still a good voice for the after, you know, expansions. So overall, he had a decent voice all the way through. Like, Alphino just sounded like a complete asshole in Realm Reborn, which, okay, it might have been on purpose because he had some growing to do, you know, after the whole Crystal Braves thing. But I've heard, what's his face, the guy that voiced him in other things, like, he's in Critical Role. Normally he's, like, really good. So maybe it was just a miscast, you know? It was a choice. Yes. Yeah, I agree. A lot of them were weird. Like, a bunch of them were actually Critical Role voices. Like, Thancred in Realm Reborn was, oh my god, why am I forgetting their names now? I need to look this up really quick. Hold on. What are their names? Yeah, so Sam Riegel was Alphino, and I've heard him in other roles and he's fine. So maybe the little British accent thing just doesn't work well, whatever. And Taliesin Jaffe was Thancred, which is kind of an interesting choice. I love him as Percy in Critical Role, but, like, that is his character, so obviously he's gonna sound good as his own character. Is this plot of land available? Look at this, it's just sitting here. $19 people. That's not the worst odds, right? This is some prime real estate here. This is a medium house. Shit. Hold on. Because my house, my actual house, is just right here. So I could still stay in the same vicinity, relatively speaking, but have way more room. I think I'm going to enter that lottery. It's not too far away from, I mean, it's kind of far from the market board, but not, like, super far. Let's try this. I won my former house with odds like that. Really? Okay, I'm gonna try. When is this over? Until 1/6. That's, what, Saturday or something? That's not too long. Private individual, oh my god. Read all the fine print. Okay, we'll see. It's funny because once I get, like, a larger house, I actually have to do something with my designing. Right now, I just kind of threw everything together, but I feel like if I have a house with actual space, and then I owe it to myself to do a better job designing the interiors. I was also lucky. I mean, out of 19, that's not terrible odds. That's kind of decent odds. Wait, were there other places before I just instantly chose that? Well, these two are small, so I don't need that. And this is the one I just did. I guess, okay. So there was only one other medium in this subdivision. Small, small. Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that. I don't actually mind the goblet compared to other folks. I do find that, I mean, I was able to get a house in the Goblet, so I feel like it's maybe one of the easier residences to get stuff in. I would love one in the Firmament, but I also noticed that the Firmament, I'm not nuts about the arrangement of the houses in the Firmament, because a lot of the houses are like weirdly spaced out. I like the older city-states residences, because if you notice, it's easier to like just walk through them like an actual street and then see all the houses. But the Firmament, it's like some houses' doors are faced in opposite directions, and it's kind of awkward to like just kind of traverse through. I'm not nuts about the design. I do love that it's Ishgard, but you know, it's much nicer now that there's a pool area. Yeah, that's true. There's cool stuff like when you help develop the Firmament, like having them add all those things is kind of neat. I actually really like the story with the Firmament. I don't know if, like, Coda, were you able to be part of that while it was still happening? Because once it's done, I think, once the Firmament's officially done, I guess that story can't be replayable, right? That's one of the things that's like, you definitely have a FOMO experience where if you were actually playing the game back when the Firmament was being developed, you actually were able to get in on that, which is amazing. But then once it's done, it's not like they're going to undo the Firmament so that younger or newer players can experience it again. So it's like you get that once ever feeling. I think it's still playable. It's a different instance and custom deliveries. Oh, I see. So like maybe they do treat it like it's different until you get up to speed with everybody else, and then maybe you get placed in the same instance after that? Because I know the Firmament itself, where there's the deliveries, is not like a residence. But I just loved how you could actually see sections of it being built. That was cool. I'm not positive, and yeah, I did it on content. I didn't do the competitive craft. Oh, yeah, my crafting has always been very minimal, so I definitely did not get in with that. I think on Behemoth, I can't remember who won it. I think it might have been the Culinarians? I wish I could remember. But yeah, that and like other areas like seeing is it Idleshire? I always forget how to say it properly, but seeing Idleshire change and then also seeing Mordona change over the different like expansions was always super cool to me. And that stuff you'll never, like a new player will never understand how those regions actually changed. I wish if I had somehow known that they were going to do that with those areas, I would have taken more videos or pictures or whatever of the process, because it's really cool to see like things actually being built and like buildings growing, more people moving in, all that kind of stuff. It's really cool. I'm hoping with some of the new areas, like, obviously not right away, but like, say for example, like Garlemald. Garlemald needs to be updated. They can't just keep it like a war zone forever, right? Like, it would be cool, maybe not now, because it's right after Endwalker is like finished, but maybe towards the end of like post Dawn Trail or something, you actually start to see new buildings coming up or something for Garlemald. That would be really freaking awesome. Where's the... I'm sure someone's... There's a video I think somebody has on YouTube that has most of the Mordona stages of development, but I don't know if somebody did that. I'm presumably somebody out there also did that for Idleshire. Whoops. Spot. Oh. I just remember how, like, as soon as Endwalker had come out, people were already saying, like, when will we get moon residences? And I still I recorded somewhere Yoshi P saying and having it translated like, can you guys just enjoy the firmament for a little while? Because it takes them forever to set up these new residence zones. And like people already are tired of the ones that they just got. Which, you know, it's pretty typical. We're all kind of set up to become the next Ishgard story-wise. I hope so. I do find it funny that, like, there's kind of a lot of problems still with Garlemald, but they just kind of have hand-waved a few of them. It's like, oh, I'm sure everybody will be nice and get along now. But it's like, well, they're being nice because they have nowhere else to go, and they're depending on other people for support. But how long before we get to the point where somebody in Garlemald starts, like, acting up again, you know? Yes, they did kind of hand-wave Yulmore, didn't they? They used the excuse that, at least for Yulmore, though, they used the excuse that, like, the peaches, the meal peaches were, like, making people bad. You know, because if you eat them long enough, then you just start doing whatever Vothri says. So there's that weird gray area of, like, okay, so are they fine now? But, like, how do you deal with the fact that you guys used to, in lore, throw people over the side of, like, the bridges and stuff? You know, like, when you were done with them and shit? Like, that's pretty awful. Hopefully those people survived. Yeah, no, I get it, though. It's like they don't want you to think too long about some of those things because it kind of taints the good feelings. But at least, like, they're making progress. I would say even if there were some bad actors, you know, still in that environment, there's enough good people that would either make those guys, like, just mellow down or have to change their ways or go somewhere else. I mean, I don't know where else they would go because the empty and other things are still kind of a problem. But, yeah. But Garlemald is trickier because there's an immediate few group of people that we know are good. But you can't just assume all Garleans are, like, cool now. Which is kind of like what the story is trying to make us think. Like, people don't just immediately go, oh wow, I was such an asshole, I'm super good now. I feel like there should still be a bunch of, like, 'cause didn't Xenos and his family still have remaining, like, aunts and uncles that were vying for power? Or did they all just get killed off? There's got to be one or two of those guys still around that's not just going to be all, like, kumbaya, peace and love, you know, for everything, the way that the other Garleans were. Because there's still a lot of pride that Garleans had in their way of life, whether that was good or bad, and I don't see that just magically drying up. But again, that's, you know, that's the simplicity of fantasy stories sometimes, unfortunately. Like, they don't want to stay mired in that sort of darkness for too long because, like, maybe like reality, there's no easy way to fix that. Or it draws too much attention to it one zone for, like, too long. I would be interested, though, to see if there becomes, like, a division between Garleans. So, like, you have Euless and those particular Garleans that are cool with, like, making a new life for themselves and maybe doing things a better way. So what if there is some conflict later, like almost on a civil war kind of level, where he and those younger Garleans want a better life, you know, better government, but then you have some of the old fogies that are still like, I remember when Garlemald was still like this. Then you have to deal with, you know, rooting out the rest of those guys. Because they still have to be around. I know they had that one post MSQ quest where that older guy was throwing a fit and then he realized, like, the error of his ways very conveniently, thanks to Euless and other people, like, showing him Like, hey, this is how we do things now. But that actually should be indicative of there's probably more people like that. He wasn't the only one. You're gonna need to start doing that like fucking everywhere. Yeah, that's true. I think the trade relations might help a lot. Thavnair really does seem like the perfect area. It's run by a big, happy, amazing dragon who cares about people. Everything's colorful. Everybody seems to work really well together, and then they like, you know, they're craftsmen and they're talented in both the arts and sciences. It's like, what is the downside of Thavnair? The only downside of Thavnair was like the fact that blasphemies started like murdering everybody. But like when it's not in a apocalyptic state, like it seems like a pretty awesome place to live, honestly. Because all the other city-states always have like bullshit. But Thavnair has its head on straight for like a lot of the time, which is really funny to me. Like Ishgard's gotten better. A lot better really quickly, but there's still like remnants of stuff that has to be like cleaned up. And to Emmerich's credit, he's been busting his ass, like really changing Ishgard for the better. But the older city-states, like Gridania, has not changed shit. I feel like out of all the states, like Uldah's acting like it changed, but it still is kind of the same city with a slightly different face to it. Limsa is changing because Merleweb is actively saying like no more shitty piracy, and we're actually gonna like help people and not fuck over kobolds and stuff. So it's like that's good. But Gridania is still like, we still have to listen to the stupid forest spirits or they'll kill us. We still haven't addressed the fact that we've been really shitty to what is that particular Makote race? Is it the Moon Ones or something? And then Dusk Whites, of course, we treated like shit still. Like, they haven't addressed any of that. They just brush that all the way under the rug and they just do not talk about it. Yeah, I believe me, the Dusk White part I know. Because as a Dusk White, I felt personally offended. Every time fucking, what's-her-face tries to get me to help her calm down the stupid ancient spirits, every time it's like, wow, interesting that this still continues to be a problem. Just haven't worked out a solution. Yeah, I do feel like, I forgot what that dude's name is. The Dusk White from the Lancer quest line. He was kind of... He didn't have to go the route that he went. I felt like he turned into like a villain and he could have stayed just a victim as opposed to an outright villain. He tried to kill me. I mean, once you try to kill a Warrior of Light, I mean, like, come on. But I did feel bad for him because so much of that was rooted in not being treated the same as other people. Yeah, I feel like the Warrior of Light on a good day will just slap them and be like, hey, stop it. Stop trying to kill me. You're not going to, so stop it. But like, that was relatively young, you know, like in the Warrior of Light's like time, because you're a Lancer at level like, was it 20 or something? That's pretty early on where somebody could have tried to kill you. That's not cool. But yeah, there's that, and then also if you do the shit, what is it? The Archer quest line, I think. So for the Archer quest line, I don't think it's a Dusk White, but I think it's the Makote being treated like shit or something. So it's that other subclass of race that like is not treated fairly. Because they're like, oh, this Archer's gonna be shit because they're just like a Makote. And then they get to prove them wrong, but it's like, it would have been nice if they didn't have that chip on their shoulder about somebody from the start. And then Ul'dah never really, like, changed. I mean, they got better about doing things that weren't just for profit. But fucking, Lolorito is still alive. He's still scheming. Godbert is still, you know, espousing the values of like make people work for a living, even though they have money hand over fist where they could actively help people's lives without them like having to like work their fingers to the bone. I still kind of was like side-eyeing Godbert. I side-eyed him during that MSQ quest where not Tataru, what's her face, the princess, the Sultana is asking him for advice about like what should I do to help my country, my nation. And like Godbert's reaction was basically, well, you can't just hand people money because they'll be irresponsible, or like they don't know what to do with it or something. It'll just get wasted. You have to make people like work for shit. It's like, you mean the people that are already working for shit constantly all the time, that know the value of money and would desperately love to be able to like own a home? And that one hits a little too close to home for like, you know, real life. Like billionaires that just go, oh, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, do it like me. Like, what? The percentage of people that succeed like that are so small. Bulldog said capitalism good, actually, and resist the other Doomsfolk guy. Wait, other Doomsfolk guy? Which one? The one that Raban killed? Can't remember. Yeah, Teleji Adeleji? That asshole. But yeah, I feel like they definitely hand-waved the old stuff. The only one of the three, of the three city-states that made more effort is definitely Limsa, which is ironic, because that's the one that's made of pirates and thieves and stuff. And somehow they ended up getting their shit together better than the other two city-states. That's kind of funny. Like, all the pirates turned to good guys. Like, fucking Sicard, who was an asshole, got taught the way of goodness, and then got a goddamn Elysian boyfriend with Amanalaine. Which is hilarious now that that's, like, basically canon. Because they keep putting them together in all these quests that I bump into, and it's like, okay, I guess they're, you know, some kind of buddies. They're not admitting it to one another, but they clearly like each other. Yeah, Admiral Mommy's doing the work. She's putting in the time. Oh, that was quick. Oh, shit, I didn't even pay attention to what I was doing. Ah, this isn't gonna make a line. Yeah, let's try to shuffle this around. One more shuffle? Oh, that could work if I get one here, maybe. That's still not great though. I'm probably not gonna get a line this time around, I can just tell. Let's see. Did I already do? Okay, I did that already. Did I do the 12th circle thing? Maybe I didn't do that yet. To get the little weekly, what's it called? What's this shit? Unsung Blade. Let's do one of those real quick. But yeah, so apparently, I think FanFest is this weekend, right? Somebody else was mentioning that the other day. I pre-ordered a bunch of, each FanFest I've been buying like a couple of the FanFest items. I can't remember what I bought this time around. But last time they delivered them super late. I didn't get the FanFest stuff till like almost a month after FanFest. I had bought the Ancient Mask, I think, and I'm trying to remember what the other thing was that I bought. There's a couple cool things. Oh, I bought the Loperit tote bag, which is really cute. So I use that for grocery shopping, where nobody else is gonna know what the hell. They'll probably just be like, "Oh, she's got a little bunny on her bag. That's cute." Yes, there's that. That'll fill fast. So yeah, I hope they have more content about. So they showed the twin blade class. What is it? Oh my god, I'm forgetting what it's called. That new scouting class. But then there's going to be one more, right? So did they say whether it's going to be casting or something? I hope it's cool. They've hinted about some jobs, like Geomancer. There's a Geomancer in one of the Kugane quests that I can't remember. Was that an Astrologian quest? Yeah, the Astrologian quest, yeah. Because I did it. I was like, why is there a Geomancer here? That's interesting. But he didn't look like he was obviously doing anything like super cool. He was just saying like, hey, I'm a Geomancer. And Blue Mage is still limited, which kind of sucks. I want them to break the Blue Mage free. Let it be, you know, let it be full chaos. Let it be just the same level as everybody else. And Blue Mage is everywhere. I wish they hadn't purposely done it as a limited class. I wish they would have tweaked the spells so that it could still work as, you know, a valid level, you know, max level class. Because I like Blue Mage a lot. There's just no real reason to use it unless you're doing like, let's see, for example here. There's not one. Like sometimes there's one of those ones where it's like you can blaze through a dungeon really fast if you got like 3 blues and like a tank or something. I don't see it on here. Like whenever the Moogle Tomestones thing comes out, that's when everybody just does a Blue Mage. Because then they just use that to get the Tomestones really quickly in either a trial or like a dungeon. Yeah, that's why I want to. I'm also spoiled because it's like I played Final Fantasy XI for like 8 years, and I still was playing it when they came out with Blue Mage, and their Blue Mage is really cool. I mean, yeah, you have to still learn spells and stuff like all the other ones, and it was harder to learn spells. Or I can't remember if it was harder because I think just the learn rate was so low. Your chance of learning the spell was like fucking 5% or some shit. Because some spells it took me forever to learn in 11. But they were so good if you got the right spells that you could like solo some stuff. Yeah. Oh God. Final Fantasy XI was so punishing with success rates for things. Like low-ass drop rates for rewards from raids, which was infuriating. Barely any items. So it's like you do a raid with maximum group of people and you get like 2 drops. And it's like, okay, who's getting the drops? So everybody argues over that if they don't already have like a point system on their this is loud. Turn this down. But yeah, so it was fun at the time, like when you haven't played an MMO before and it's like, you know, baby's first MMO. And you're okay with the grinding and everything. But nowadays it's like, you know, I'm older, I don't have that same amount of time to like mindlessly grind something the way I used to when I was younger. And so a game like 11 just doesn't work anymore for me. I've heard that they've made it more player-friendly by letting you get, like, trust NPCs so you can actually do stuff on your own. But still, just to figure out how to get those trust NPCs is also probably a pain in the ass, because that game had no good, like, its quest system to figure out what to do is insanely difficult. This thing, like, it keeps a really nice record of what your quests are, kind of like, oh, fuck. What you need to do. Shit. I hesitated. But in 11, sometimes your clue for what you were doing in a quest was just like, you visited King Rampert's tomb, blah, blah, blah. And then nothing. No objective marker. No further instructions about where to go next. It's like you actually had to keep notes yourself about like what the fuck you were doing. And so like say you didn't play it for a couple years and then you came back to it, you would not know what the hell to do. Which is one of the reasons why I never went back to it when I was tempted to before. But you know, that's another life. Someday they'll make a new MMO and people will forget 14. This is inevitable. It's the cycle. It continues. It sounds like after playing all that Mass Effect, it's like what the Reapers say. So the cycle continues. I am curious to see, so like, is there still one more MSQ, like post Endwalker MSQ, or did that all finish? Because I know the, oh no, I guess it did finish, because we resolved all that stuff in the Void, like the Void world. But we still have like one more quest, like, DLC to do. I can't remember what the hell that last DLC is gonna be. Not DLC, sorry. Update. Because they always have to do that little like stinger where it's like, okay, here's what is it, 6.55, like this is the last one right before the new expansion comes out. Like, I remember the Shadowbringers one was... God damn it. What the fuck? Ah. Because we still have, I think, one more level of relic weapon to do, right? Or is the next one actually just Hildebrand? That might be what I'm thinking of. I'm not even sure if people have been keeping up with the Hildebrand shit. But that whole reveal of his family's backstory and stuff was pretty wild. Like, the whole alien thing? Like, I never would have... I mean, yes, they're weird, his whole family. But I never would have expected, like, that was why. It makes sense. But my mind was kind of blown that they committed that much to the weirdness. Because I always just assumed that, like, you know, Hildebrand's just like a weird instance that's like a spin-off offshoot of what normally is. Yeah, the alien reveal was insane. And I guess that's how they... Oh, shit. That's how they come to terms with, like, that's why all the Hildebrand stories are so much crazier than all the regular mainline story stuff. Because they have to be aliens. That's the only way to explain it.
The world shall crumble!
And I hate how she says, the world will tremble, but she doesn't yell it. She's like one of those people that's like, ah, trouble. Like, it doesn't sound like she's actually angry. It sounds like a theater kid trying to, like, sound mad. The world shall tremble. Like, it's like, that doesn't sound actually scary, though. It just sounds like a dorky person trying to sound intimidating.
Shine brilliant for me!
Although the song's good.
You cannot escape my eternal gaze.
I honestly want to know, like, they've spoiled so... Not spoiled. They've revealed so much... Oh, fuck, I'm gonna miss it again. They revealed so much with the 12 gods and what they actually were. That it starts making me wonder, once you've explained so much of this stuff, where do you go from there? Because you're kind of, like, revealing all the secrets. And there can only be so many secrets, right? Unless you start retconning later on that, like, oh no, there were even more secrets, so you just didn't know at the time. Like, I'll give them credit. Retconning so much of the stuff about ancients and like what was going on compared to like how ancients or Ascians were in Realm Reborn was masterful. Because in Realm Reborn, the Ascians were just like mustache twirling villains. Like, they didn't seem to have any purpose other than just sowing chaos and like obviously having a dark god that was like the opposite of fucking Heidelin that they wanted to come to fruition. But then they changed it where no, actually Zodiark is not exactly that. Even though in Realm Reborn you can see like a purple crystal that looks basically like an evil version of the Heidelin crystal. At the time, that was supposed to be like Zodiark. It was like, okay. So they clearly changed their mind about what they wanted for the whole, you know, the big bads in the storyline, which is fine. But you can see the little clues about, like, it wasn't always supposed to be like this. Alright, is that... Good, okay, I got it. Yay! I don't think I need any of these other things. But it's hard to do a good lore for an MMO, I think. Because you have an ever-existing world, and every time you add to it, you have to make sure that whatever you add is still compliant with all the existing lore. And if you change stuff, that changed stuff has to be done as they did in such a way where it's subtle and yet carefully crafted that people don't notice that you're starting to change shit. And I think what was clever was they were changing things little by little through Heavensward, through Stormblood, up through Shadowbringers, so that by the time you get to Endwalker, it's not like a big haha surprise, slap you in the face. It feels like it was building to that the whole time. That can't be easy. As a game dev, I know how tricky it is to have the, I don't know what I'd call it, the confidence and the patience and the support to keep one of those kind of plans going. Because often it's so easy for either your publisher or even just like your leads or like, you know, the higher ups to change their mind at some point or get cold feet, wrong phrase, to get cold feet about committing long-term to like a plot line. So I give them a lot of credit for having that. Yeah, we call them not wet feet. I always have that problem where like I mix up the wrong fucking figure of speech. And it's just wrong enough that most people know which one I'm talking about, which is almost more embarrassing. I need to sell these things. No. Just sell from the retainer. These don't sell for very much. And I guess they finished with the all the other events, so there's no more Fall Guys, and there's no more I guess it was just that. The Fall Guys stuff was crazy. I can't believe they made that whole playable Fall Guys like mini game for just about a month and a half worth of usage. Right, because that's a heck of a crossover. Oh, right. And then they still have the Final Fantasy XVI crossover that's going to come out soon. So maybe that will be one of the next things that comes out along with the Hildebrand like update or whatever. So you'll get an updated relic weapon and a chance to fight Ifrit with Clive, Mr. Hotman. I wonder how hot he's going to look as the Final Fantasy XIV version. Like, Noctis looked okay. Like, he looked like he was made out of Final Fantasy XIV, like, pieces. Because he didn't look the same as he does in 15. But he still looked like Noctis. So that was cool. My sister used to say bump on a frog instead of bump on a log. Wow. I don't think I've ever mixed up that one. One of my husband's friends, I can't tell if he was being serious or if they were just being stupid, because that's also possible. Didn't know that the little thing, the compartment in your car was called a glove box. He thought it was a glove box. So he would just say, "Hey, can you get something out of the glove?" And then, then my husband would be like, "What?" He's like, "The glove box." It's like, the glove box? Yeah. That might have just been him being an idiot, perhaps. That doesn't, like, glove is not like a word. Funny though, very funny. Oh, is this a new person's house? This is kind of cute. I'm just gonna check out this house real quick. Anytime there's something that looks new, they got lots of lavender shit everywhere. Let's see, will it be cool inside? I don't like the brown walls. Oh, that's cool. No. I mean, it's not bad, but like, I'm always on the lookout for ones that look like a fucking designer home. And this looks a very, very normal home. When I heard someone today in a very well-researched and presented video essay say, "Run the gambit" instead of gamut. Oh, I died. Even I know it's gamut. I don't actually make a mistake on that one. The one that I think I might be using incorrectly is when you say turn a corner on something. Because in my head, I feel like to turn a corner is a good thing. But I'm not sure if that's actually a bad thing. Like if you turn a corner on something or a thought process or something like that, is that because you're turning a corner in a positive way, like you've realized something? Or does that actually mean you're kind of against a thing? It's a good thing, I think? Okay. I hope so. This is a cute house. Oh, and they updated it recently with the little... This is what that little chocobo lit topiary looks like. Oh, I can't go inside. Because you're going in a new direction because of the information. That makes sense. Yeah, okay, good. And I feel better about that. What the hell is this? Is this a little... What the fuck? It looks like a little Cthulhu that's spitting out water with its tentacles as a sprinkler system. I think it is. What was that from? Okay, that's weird. Oh, wow. Somebody loves green. I don't know if I've ever seen so much green on a fucking wall. Oh, they made it look like an elevator. Okay, that's kind of cool. I wonder if these are like thematic rooms inside? Specific private chamber. Let's see, maybe this one? There's a kid's toy like that, but an octopus, not a Cthulhu. Oh, wait, this is cool. All right, we got somebody with some designing chops a little bit. I don't know why they put all their clothes on the floor, but that's not bad. It's kind of neat. Fire hazard with all the candles. Anybody else? Oh. Well, looks like they're not done with the kitchen quite, but this is kind of neat. Oh, it's like a glass thing with like plants behind it? That's cool. It's pretty creative. I've been conflicted, speaking about Cthulhu's, I've been a little conflicted because it's like, I didn't watch it, but I think I've unfortunately been looking at enough random little like short clip videos on YouTube of Baldur's Gate things where I saw a fucking thumbnail of one where it looks like they're trying to have a romance between the Emperor and your character. And I was like, is that fucking possible? I mean, I wouldn't doubt it with a game like that. Okay, this place is kind of cool. But that would also explain why you could also be so nice to the Emperor, potentially. Like, you're building up to that. I don't know if I can live with myself trying to do that, but... I wonder what the hell would happen. Oh, this is cool. They added... Oh, I know the glitch you could do to add this. They added this so you could actually go into the house early instead of having to go all the way around. It's neat. So maybe if they're already doing this, that means maybe the interior is cool. Let's check. Ow. Wait, are they in the midst of... Oh, it's like a little beach home. It looks like a little view of the beach. You get a little like plants and shit. I don't know if I like the green, but it looks like it kind of lends itself to the whole like oh my my fucking carbuncle is almost getting cooked on the stovetop. Like the whole kind of aquatic sort of vibe. Kind of neat. Well, if I get that medium house, I'm gonna have to think up some cool designs. This is a cool... I like this shape. To get like a different kind of... Like, it's not just a blocky window outcropping. It looks like it's a bit more modern. Although, the OCD in me is not liking how it looks like this triangle is not in the center of this wood frame, if you see what I'm saying. It needs to just move over like a foot. So that the point here is lined up with the middle of this fucking window. So that's making me going a little nuts. But this is cool. Yeah, it's a little uneven, but they got the spirit. I gotta figure out, like, what's my theme? What am I gonna want to do? If I get lucky and I get a big medium-sized house. I'm so bummed out that the island sanctuary only has, what, 200 pieces total? I thought it was just going to be per, like, section. But that's way too few of items for, like, the entire island. Because we were starting to make some cool shit, and then I already hit the max on items to put out there, and it's like, well, I guess I just can't ever decorate anything else ever again. It's a big fucking bummer. This one actually looks cool. But then again, I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised because they said supposedly they're gonna stop support of the island for 7.0. Maybe not enough people were using it, or they just need to allocate resources towards the expansion or something. What the hell? Somebody really likes the whole steampunk, like, rusted metal look. They really went hard with it here. And they put the bed underneath. Wait, so if I step up here, sometimes you can glitch this when you're above bed and do doze, and then fall through the... Wait, not caps lock. Oh! Yep. It makes me go into the bed under the floor. It's funny. Then am I gonna get stuck? Oh, fuck. Ah, get out. Yeah, the tetanus room? Yeah, with water and shit, too. So it's like, that's why there's all the rusted here. Still, it's unique as hell. I'll say. They must have bought so much of this. Is this like... Are these wall panels that have all these moving gears? That is really unique. Let's see, is this one also cool? This area seems to have some decent designers. It's kind of hard to find that. And I'm also curious... Oh. Final Fantasy 15 music. Oh. Looks like they're still working on this one. Not much in there. I kind of wonder, since it's been a little quiet in the game, because like a lot of people are taking a break until there's more content, like if the people that normally would be working on the houses are just elsewhere for a while. It's a little weird, like, look, it's the 10th anniversary of the game, so I think it's inevitable. But it is a little weird that it's been much quieter than... Like, usually at the end of an expansion, things kind of quiet down until the next one. But I do feel like this time around, they've quieted down a lot more. Like, when Shadowbringers ended and all the post-content was done, there was still a decent number of people still, like, playing and milling about in the game. But I do feel like at the end of Endwalker now, it just feels more empty. Maybe I'm just unlucky and I'm in either a data center or a server, or is just not as much happening. But like, for example, if I go to Party Finder, there used to be like multiple pages. Because it's like, okay, it's 10 p.m. where I am now, which is, you know, kind of later in the evening, but not like super late. There used to be at least like 2 pages of stuff to do. Now it's like not even a full page because all this nonsense is like people just putting weird comments. Like they're not actual duty finder things. It's like somebody's talking about G-Pose, somebody's recruiting for their FC. What the hell? I love gay people so much. Please Heidelin, make more gay people and give me a daddy, Dom, Highlander, BF. Yeah, like people just putting messages in the party finder but not looking for a party. So the actual parties that are available are just these ones here. It's quite a lot less. Yeah, there's always thirsty people in the game, so it's just funny that now they're just making advertisements essentially. So I am hoping that with the next either the next update or just straight up whenever Dawn Trailer comes out, Dawn Trail, not Dawn Trailer, we'll get a lot of those people back. I do wonder if there's a certain degree of content burnout though, because 10 years worth of stuff, there might just be some people that naturally go, well, Endwalker feels like a good like ending to everything. I mean, you literally saved the universe. Like, where do you go from here? This could be a good point to just say, well, that's fun. That was a great ride. Now I want to get off. You know? So I guess I should understand that. Because Shadowbringers, yes, it felt like it ended something, but it still felt like there was still a lot more to do plot-wise. But I mean, we went back in time. We were with Ancients. We stopped, like, this god at the end of the universe from destroying life as we know it. Like, it's the same problem that's happened with Marvel movies. Like, once you defeat Thanos and you have Endgame and it's over, what do you top that with? And they currently can't find an answer to that. I've asked this before, but remind me what FC... Oh! It's not football club. Free Company. Free Company is basically like guilds in the game. Where it's like, if you want to join a guild, like I'm part of the Last Bastion Free Company. I'm the only person on right now, which is another indicator of like people not being as interested in this game. There used to be at least like 10 of us on at any given time. So, you know, it is kind of a bummer because it's like I don't want to quit, and I'd probably still keep paying a subscription. But feeling that slight content drought is sort of a bummer. And I'm not the kind of person that does the ultimate raids, so that's not really an option for me. I don't have the time, and I also know I would get really stressed out just doing them, even though they're fun to watch. I've already done all the regular raids. I didn't do the trial. What is that last one called? Maybe somebody actually has one up. Yeah, they don't even have it up. The last trial was Zeromus or whatever. I haven't done the extreme version of that. But I kind of feel like I don't need to, because like the only thing you get out of it is like a slightly higher eye level weapon. And I'm not even using, like I don't even need a high eye level for anything right now. So it just feels like it's like, I don't have the time to like find a party for that. And like, well, it probably wouldn't take that long to prog it, but you know. I get it, I'm barely more than a year into one of my cozy games, which is just out of early access, and I already feel done with it, which doesn't bode well for them. Fatigue is real. Which game? Is that the Dreamlight Valley thing? The Disney thing? I always kind of wonder if that one has kept interest. Because, you know, Disney stuff usually is pretty popular. Yeah, it's Dreamlight Valley. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I think it's the nature, it's human nature to get just kind of like tired of shit after a while. It takes special people to stay super committed to a game for an extended period of time. They just released a paid DLC, which I don't think was worth the cost. So that's been a bit of a problem I've been noticing with a lot of expansions and DLCs where the cost seems to be higher than the value of the thing inside it, or the perceived value of stuff inside it. Because sometimes, this is a weird place. Is this supposed to be like Dalamud? They put like a, god damn it. They have like basically a Dalamud in the sky. It's kind of interesting. And they have the creepy, like, Answers music echoing in the background. I'm still playing Animal Crossing. I can commit to a game. Well, but I feel like for a subscription-based game, it makes it trickier because if it's free, if you're not paying anything for it, you know, like the people, the little mini community I've found of people on Twitch that play BioWare games over and over again and still enjoy them. You can play those for years, even though it's the same, like, 7 or 8 games. But I think when you're paying a subscription fee, that starts to alter your perception of whether it's worth it to keep playing the game, you know? When it's free, it's like, cool, I could play this as much as I want. Or I could leave it for, like, several months and then pick it up again later, and that's cool. But when you're paying, like, $14, or was it $12.99? I forgot how much I pay. Whatever it is a month for an MMO, I think a lot of people start weighing whether that's worth it or not. Because you can't just keep... I mean, I guess you could pause your subscription and come back to it, but that's usually kind of a hassle. And a lot of people would just almost quit cold turkey rather than just like, you know, pause for a couple months and come back and whatever. Because I do see people come back for these expansions, but it seems to be a few less each time. You're not getting like a ton of people coming back for each expansion, which is a little worrying, but I think they're still making... 14 is still definitely one of the bigger money makers at Square Enix, because not if it's not Final Fantasy VII and it's not 14, they don't seem to be all hits, if you get my meaning, for their success, their ratio of success to failures for some of the Square Enix things. And also now I just saw some stupid update where they say they want to start aggressively putting more AI in their games or something. So it's like, great, you guys already were unpopular before when you initially were trying to push NFTs into everything, which people were like, boo, and then Square Enix kind of backed off on a little bit. But now once again they have another unpopular thing that they're trying to mush into stuff because they think it'll be, you know, profitable. Dreamlight Valley isn't a subscription game. They just try to create FOMO by having special events every 2 months or so. Ah, I see. Well, you know, so that's something else that I found ended up being a double-edged sword for games like Overwatch and stuff. Because they would have those events as well. Like those timed events where if you don't get this player's skin now, you'll miss out and it'll never come back again. So they had all this manufactured FOMO for the skins for, I think, Overwatch 2. But then the problem is they changed it. Okay, granted, I haven't played Overwatch 2. This is all the stuff I've heard, so I might be a little incorrect. But my understanding is they changed it so you could outright buy the skins, but the price is kind of high. It's like fucking like $15 or $20, which is like, no, I'm not doing that. But to earn them, I think you have to, it's like almost prohibitively, like you have to play so much of the game to essentially get it with the free method that it kind of isn't sustainable. Because if you have to put in like countless hours to get it in a freer or cheaper method, and then they're tossing out these new skins like every 2 months or something, you will quickly hit a point where you stop caring about like the next cool skin, no matter how cool it is. You'll get tired of that runaround. And I don't know if they're still profitable. I think I've seen enough people bemoaning Overwatch stuff rather than saying it was cool to make me think like, okay, they're backsliding a little bit. Like Overwatch 1 was popular and profitable for quite a while, and they just kind of shit the bed with Overwatch 2, which is too bad, because like, you know, if something's good by how much fan art you see. And I saw a crazy dip in fan art a couple months into Overwatch 2. So that means people just don't give a fuck about it anymore. Or at least most of them. You still get the occasional people that will have like the McCree, Hanzo. Oh, not McCree. What is his name now? Cassidy. You still have the Cassidy Hanzo fan art. Because there's always people that like that pairing. But it's definitely nowhere near as abundant as it used to be. So, that's a sign of the times for them. Hopefully they're paying attention to that stuff. A couple of months, it's so fast for fan. It is, it really is. And they had new characters and stuff that they brought out. And usually with a new character, you see like a deluge of fucking fan art. And I did not see nearly as much as I used to. For old Overwatch, like Overwatch 1, when they would have new characters, you see art and shit all over the place. But when the last like 1 or 2 characters I saw came out, I didn't really see anything. I mean, there's some people, yes, that drew stuff, but like in the same amount, no. So they gotta do something. I don't know what the fuck. I almost feel like more people are still doing like Team Fortress 2 fan art than they are like Overwatch fan art, like in terms of numbers. There's some crazy staying power with TF2. I don't know what it is. It's a good game, but you know. All right, what else is there to do while we're here? We did these guys. Oh, let's do one run of... I've been slowly collecting... what are they, shards? Yeah, pot shards from the what the hell the fuck you say it? Alo Island. So let's do one Alo Island run. I still haven't seen all the different possible... There's like 12 different routes you can do with different things that happen on the island, and I've only done like... let's see, how many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've done half of them. Like, I like the variant dungeons, but like, for example, even with the variant dungeon, I'm waiting for a little bit. It's like, if I can't find enough people, you can do it solo, but it just takes longer. It's like you're just one person versus, I think, essentially the same number of enemies, which is kind of like, smash my head into a wall. Anyway, while we're waiting for the Alo Island to load, I also added some new expressions. I won't get to use them yet. Maybe when I do reacting to main story quests or something, I'll have a chance to do it more. But I added a sad expression where I do this, where I'm really sad. Oh no, some character died again. So I can do a very sad, like, oh my god, something angsty is happening in the story. And then I can also do a pretty angry one where it's like, god damn it, I can't believe this stupid guy like deceived us again. Oh, we got a new bad guy, god damn it. So yeah, I'm just learning how to do a lot of the rigging for these VTuber things. It's a program called Live 2D, which is fun. It's a little confusing to use when you've never, you never used that program before, so trying to pick here and there from people's tutorial videos, which is fun. I want to add, for example, when I do this sad one here, like, I want to add more shinies in the eyes, so it looks like he's got glistening tears, like, in his eyes and stuff, so it'll look a little funnier. And then, for the angry one, do one of those little, like, the anime, like, angry tick that there is in, like, on the forehead or something, to show that he's, like, pissed. I just like it because it's more distracting nonsense that I can work on that's not either actual work or or just straight up streaming. I just like getting distracted with lots of other, like, side projects. I also almost fucked up, speaking of side projects, I was working on painting that Harshafont shield, and I didn't wait for the full week for the paint to cure, because I'm using like an acrylic enamel paint that you can also use on like vehicles and shit. So I tried to paint to spray an extra coating of it today, just because one area looked like it wasn't fully coated, and the paint started wrinkling up, because I think I did it too soon and it was reacting to the layer of paint underneath. And I fucked up part of the shield. Oh god, I fucked up part of the shield. So I think now I have to wait until it really does all sand, or it settle, like within a week or two, and then hopefully sand it down so I get rid of the bumpiness, and then repaint it again. So there's so many steps in which I could fuck it up again if I'm not careful. I am not good with making props, and this is what I'm learning. I was like, how hard could it be? It's a really simplistically designed shield that just needs to have flat colors sprayed on it, and I'm already fucking up with just the base coat spray. It is frustrating. I'm not good at that stuff. I was hoping through this process I would just like get good, but there's little wrinkles that I'm learning about like as I go. It's just like, oh well, that would have been good to know. What base coat? So it's this like smoky black, because if you ever look at a picture of his shield, the outside edges are like almost kind of black, like metal black. And then once I have that whole black base coat on it, then I would add like more of a silvery gray chrome for the whole middle section. So I want to spray on the colors in layers. I like let each layer like fully dry. And then I bought a bunch of painter's tape, which I fucking need to test on something else to see how good it is, to try to section off the details of like the outline for the horse or the unicorn, and then the color inside the unicorn. Oh, it's paint. So it's spray paint. But it's not Plasti Dip, because I actually have that I used on something else. But it is enamel, so it's like it's a slightly better coating than just like regular spray paint. It's acrylic enamel, which initially I was like, this is perfect because people use this sometimes to get like a chromy kind of look on their car. So obviously for a car, then it looks like metal, right? Which would be great for a shield, because then rather than having a prop shield that looks like a prop, like clearly like a matte finish that doesn't look like metal, if I do like a metalish spray, then it might look more like a legit shield. Like that was my line of thinking or reasoning in my head. Which I think, is more or less accurate. I just don't know how all these different kinds of paints are going to interact with one another. So now I'm like very cautious about the whole process. Oh my god, how long is it? Is there just nobody joining this party? It said 5 minutes, but now we're in like, oh my god, was I really just talking for 6 minutes about painting? That passed pretty quickly. Yeah. You ever get exhausted just from talking nonstop? I I feel like this time around, like I always just blab on when I stream, but for some reason tonight I feel particularly blabby. So there's a lot to talk about. Well, fuck. Usually the average wait time is kind of accurate, but because it's already gone past it, I don't trust it anymore. Is there anything else I could do that's not that? Yes, I often get tired of my own voice. Yeah. I do want to play Baldur's Gate so bad. I'm trying to be good about getting back to my scheduling, because it's like, I should have the one Final Fantasy day, should have the other ones that could be the variety stream, Baldur's Gate, whatever day. I notice people don't really like it when you're too chaotic with like, hey, this is usually the day for this, but now we're randomly going to play this other thing. It's like, well, that doesn't always go over well with people that like normalcy with their schedules. I'm going to give this one more minute. Can I go in this house while we're waiting? Let's see. Oh, well, this is just a clusterfuck of everything in here. Sometimes there are some houses where it's like, whatever I accumulated from all the events, I just dump in one place. Okay, well, the downstairs is a little more organized. But I've definitely looked in some houses where like they just put everything just on the floor in front of them. Which is kind of funny. I do want to change, actually this might be a good time for me to just look at my place and think about how I'd want to change things up. Everybody does the like hyper modern look where they glitch a bunch of things together, but I don't know if I like that much because as you can see with some of the other places, you just get a lot of really plain looking walls. I like having kind of texture on walls and stuff. Like, this upper area is not too bad. I wanted it to look like you're inside a castle, which it kind of feels like a rainy evening in a castle or something. But it's the downstairs that I feel like maybe I could work on a bit. Like, that's kind of cool thematically with, like, the rain and shit. But here is, like, just kind of an open room. I was sort of playing around with the idea of, like, splitting this into 2 rooms. Like, there's one of these big bookcases that has, like, a secret opening door in here. It's like, okay, I could make this a wall of books and then with a secret door. But the problem is I screwed myself because there's a staircase here with a bookcase that directly is in the line, like, in the way of that. So it's like, okay, well then how do I solve that fucking problem of keeping this? Unless I move this entire thing maybe along this wall. So it's like doing one thing makes me have to fix and change another thing, and then that's a ripple effect of like stuff I have to keep changing in here. Which at a certain point is like, I might as well just strip everything out and then just start from scratch so I don't have one of those problems. I like it looking medieval or yeah, like you know, like a fantasy. Yeah. It's funny how many of the popular houses are really just like, it looks like modern day designs. Because, you know, people want either what they can't have or they want to just like reflect what their own tastes are, even if it's not true to like the canon look of the games. Like which one? Oh god, I already forgot. We just looked at one earlier around here that had like the super modern interior, and I totally forgot which one it was. Was it this one over here? Actually, did I even go in this one? That's like a giant questionable mushroom in the front. This one just looks like, because of the Y'shtola portrait here, it looks like it's some weird shrine to her. Maybe it is. Oh. What the heck? Oh, that's kind of cool. They made something that looks like a billiards table. What is this? So it's like a wood plank that they painted green. They glitched something. Are those maybe posters? So like they glitched something through the floor so that it looks like sticks. But it's not really sticks. It's like definitely something that's like perpendicular to the floor. They have the little dancey floor that you can buy. I've seen that before. Yeah, massive pool table. It's huge. But it's cool. You can get some random fish shit going on here. What are these huge parfaits? What the hell? Oh my god. Like a fucking hollow of like... What is that, like a fucking Choco Taco? What is that thing sticking out here? A little chocobo cookie, some ice cream cones. I don't know what this guy is made out of. The Moogle. Sliced cake. That is ginormous. I would eat that. I would probably feel very ill afterwards. I'm pretty sure. I wonder where they got that from. I haven't seen that before. I should check really quick to see what any new housing items are, because I could just buy some. But I do like visiting other people's houses also for ideas, because occasionally I do see something that's like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't think about doing it that way. Like, oh, 3 out of 4. We just need one more person. One more person. Let's see, did they have any new outdoor things? New? Stairs? What the hell? Why would you need stairs that go all the way up here? It looks like it goes as high as your rooftop, so if you wanted to be able to walk up to your roof for some reason? Oh, this is nice. This little gazebo with flowers. I could see you doing something cool with that. You could even maybe add it to... Oh, god damn it. Now it clicks. God damn it. If you add it into like one of these decks that's already existing, you could do something cool. Okay, hold on. I'll look at that when I get back. Alright, Island Adventures. That is a very pink cat. Oh, 2 pink cats. I'm gonna see what the other one has. What jacket is that? I do like the music here. Oops. Guess we could go this way. Sure, why not? I love the idea, though, that everybody's assuming that Dawn Trail is like the Warrior of Light's vacation arc. He sure as hell deserves a vacation. That's for sure. But it's like there has to be something evil afoot to deal with. Otherwise, it's not much of an expansion if it's just like, yay, we're in a new place and we're gonna visit the beach all the time and buy cool things and eat stuff. I do want... There's a hint that half of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be against the other half. Like some fucking civil war of the Scions, which is like, but why? Because they're all so close. So I am very curious about what the hell that subplot's about. All I know is I'm on whatever side has Urianger. And maybe the twins, depending on how I feel. Elzin's gotta stick together. Oh, and Estinian, of course. Whatever. Hopefully the side that has both Estinian and Urianger on the same team. that's gonna be the winning team. I guess when you save the entire world, lesser evils can feel like a vacation. I guess so, yeah. If they can make some jokes about that too, that would be pretty funny. guess I haven't gone to this side before. I don't remember any of this. But yeah, and it's neat that they're involving a lot of, and maybe it's because I think there's also another anniversary happening for 11, but they have a bunch of Final Fantasy 11 like references and then just straight up 11 content. Like, so the next Alliance raid is all 11 stuff, which is exciting to me. And then the beast tribe of the area are the Mamul Jah, which are creatures that were created originally in 11 and look practically identical, just like better, like higher res. So that'll be neat to see. I wonder what else like they'll come up with. It's funny, this area, the last time I did this island, I went, I think, the middle route and then the right side route. But when you do the left side route, all the music is like really easy going and it sounds like you want to take like a nap on the beach. It had like a more upbeat version of the route. Yeah, this is soothing. Man, I cannot wait to hear what Soken has planned for Dawn Trail. He is such a great composer. And you never get bored with Soken because he never wants to just do the same kind of music over and over. He is so experimental with all his soundtracks for the different expansions. Worst spot ever, you're early for your massage kit. Kill this giant crab first. Yeah. Or maybe you kill the giant crab because then you'll get, like, mud from the crab for your face mask. Or something silly. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this world. I think it reminds me of how, oh shit. I always question, like, okay, if you live in Pokemon Land, do you eat Pokemon? Like, when you have a hamburger, did the meat come from a Militank? Or like some other cow Pokemon? Ones that talk to you and like that you could use for battle and shit? Like, even in this game, it's like sometimes you deal with animals that you can actually like, or beasts that you could talk with and stuff. It's like, oh, well, part of the food chain, I guess. Oh god. Uh-oh. It's not good. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. I was thinking about that. You probably have some kids that get all traumatized because it's like their little Poke buddies are the same ones that like they get some kind of chicken or lamb or some shit that gets turned into dinner. The original Pokedex calls Pikachu is a rat, so they know what rats are. Yeah, so that's a good question too, though. For them, is rat just a subtype of that sort of Pokemon? Like, just what they call it, maybe? Like, I wonder how they deal with all that. Like, if you called Tauros a not a stag, what is he, a steer? I think there's definitely elements that initially when the series came out, they definitely did not think about. But then the further they got and the deeper they got with like Pokemon lore and shit, it's like, well, I guess they all have to be Pokemon. I just watched the miniseries. Oh, that I was thinking about that earlier, especially with the whole island concept. Somebody die. I don't know, he got raised. It looks so soothing and adorable. Because like the little stop motion animation looks amazing. The designs look so soft. Like that is totally Not, I wouldn't say guilty pleasure. That is like a therapy anime. You know, just you watch it, you feel good. And what a job that would be for that person to have too. You just work to make Pokemon happy at a hotel. How do you get paid? Who knows? It's great. Definitely one of those shows aimed at stressed out professionals who need to disassociate. It really seems like it. It's very clever. Because you get an older audience that actually like appreciates that shit. I think we are of one of a couple generations that don't mind watching things that also could just as easily be suitable for kids, and you don't feel like weird about it. The generation older than us definitely acts like anything animated is still just like for kids only. I don't feel that way. Like something like Pokemon Concierge, I bet there's like some baby boomers that are like, oh, that's like for 10-year-olds, right? But it's like, no, you gotta look at the content and how it's presented. It's made in a visually appealing way that, yes, could appeal to kids, but the message behind it, especially somebody that has a job like that, is clearly for like an older audience. If I could move to an island and play with Pokemon, I would dedicate my life to it. Did you ever see the show? Oh, the Real Akuma. Yeah. Is that the same company? Because it has a similar kind of feel to it, right? There's literally a Pikachu with depression and anxiety. Aww. Little Pikachus. How did Pikachu have depression? Was he making sad little like Pika-pee like noises or something? I'll have to get a hold of that series one way or another. Check it out. You didn't happen to watch any of the like you probably didn't watch the One Piece live action, right? I saw the trailer for the live action Yu Yu Hakusho and I thought it looked awful. But I'm curious if I can confirm that it was awful or whether it actually somehow managed to be good. He was just a little emo boy. He had a quiet voice and wasn't a jock like his Pikachu peers. So his trainer kept trying to change him. He just had depression. Aw. People liked it? The Yu Yu Hakusho one? It looks so bad though. The trailer, they just look like, oh wow. Did we actually just wait for him to fish? Oh shit. What is that? Oh god damn it. I didn't get that chest. Oh shit, I got a parasol out of that. I'm glad I went back to that chest. This giant leaf parasol last time was selling for like 400k. Holy crap. Anyway, it looked like cosplayers in the Yu Yu Hakusho trailer that I saw. It did not look good. But, I mean, maybe in the context of the actual episodes, it was somehow good. One Piece also looked like cosplay. It did, but I feel like One Piece was more allowable because the actual content, like the show itself, is so fucking zany. Not that like Yu Yu Hakusho isn't, but I do feel like, relatively speaking, even though you're fighting demons and stuff, Yu Yu Hakusho seemed a bit more grounded. Cause sometimes One Piece is just like out there, man. It's just like, it can be wild. And even though Yu Yu Hakusho has demons, in general, its portrayal was a bit more straightforward, you know? But I don't know. I also think that visually, even though they kind of did the costumey thing with One Piece, the way they cast the characters felt a bit more like on model, if that makes sense. Because Yu Yu Hakusho, nobody looks like their respective character. Even fucking Kuwabara, who's supposed to have like the big ridiculous hair, which I've seen on other things. Like if you've seen the live action JoJo movie with Josuke, and they give him the same fucking hair that Kuwabara has. But in this one, Kuwabara just has like regular hair. It's like, come on. It's like a staple of his design to have that ridiculous like punk, not punk. I don't even know what the hell that hairstyle is called. Or it just looks like a fucking trumpet coming out of his head. Like the main guy could look boring, that's fine. Because Yusuke was kind of like that. But like the other guys need to look more like their characters, and they just didn't. Buffon? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, so visually I was bummed. The only one that looks actually like what I was thinking of was what the hell is that? The big bad guy that they fight that's like a giant man. I always forget his name. Like he looks kind of like what I would expect with his fucking sunglasses. All I remember from him is that in the anime, he was like, this is like 20% of my power, and he was already like kicking their ass with like 20%. But who knows? I'll try to look at some reviews after, maybe after the stream, and see like if people really liked it or not. I also had kind of like a love-hate thing with the original Yu Yu Hakusho anyway. Because I really liked the whole... did you watch Yu Yu Hakusho? I liked the Demon Tournament arc. And then once that was over, they started doing this thing with like... I can't remember what the hell it was called. With other like human demon hunters. But it wasn't as interesting. Because they started doing this shit where it's like... I can't remember what the hell... They had something where you had to like fight in certain zones that people would create or something. And I was like, okay, this whole plot is getting more convoluted and it's nowhere near as interesting. It's like, yeah, it's kind of cool that there was a guy that was like an ex-demon hunter that was human like him. But then he got like corrupted or something. Yeah, I think most people were like me and they just remembered the fucking Demon Tournament because that's the best one. Oh shit. Because the Demon Tournament has all the emotion. Because it also goes into like what happened between the big sunglasses guy, the big sunglasses guy and Murameshi's Yusuke's teacher, like when they were younger, and I guess they were actually like lovers or something when she was younger. Like that shit was interesting. I do feel like visually it was very 90s anime. You know what I mean? Like 90s some 90s anime had that like style to it. Where it's like it does feel kind of dated, and certain characters obviously got way more love in the character design department than other ones. Remember very little? Yeah. Oh shit. Supposed to do here. Is that correct? This is great. Oh shit. Did I right? Yes, I did. Okay. I think that was during a period when I was watching so much anime that it sort of blended together. Yeah. Well, that's also when Cartoon Network was in its heyday with like anime. Because they had that, and then they had, what was that, Gundam Wing and some other shit, right? They had a bunch of those kinds of, like, action animes. Oh, fuck. I don't know the right place to stand for this. Whoa! Definitely haven't fought this more than, like, once. Whatever this spiritual whale is. Yeah, so Outlaw Star I never actually watched. I know a lot of people swear by it, but I just couldn't get into it for some reason. I I think that's because around that time, there was also Trigun and fucking Cowboy Bebop, which, in my opinion, were both, or seemed both vastly superior to Outlaw Star. So I don't know why my brain could only handle so much sci-fi cowboy shit. But that was a problem at the time. Eureka 7? Oh yeah, Eureka. Because that was the name of the girl. Eureka. This is like, what? Shit. I watched some of it. Eureka 7. Well, because was it even called Eureka 7 or was it supposed to be called Eureka 7? I didn't think about that. Yeah, Outlaw Star, yeah. But similar to Outlaw Star, when Bleach was really big, I also didn't really watch Bleach. I watched like the first couple of seasons, and then they got to this part in the, they got to this part in Bleach where all they were doing was constantly fighting in midair over like Tokyo or some city. And I was like, this is fucking boring because every episode I'm watching, it's like the equivalent of Dragon Ball Z where you're getting blue balls waiting for like a fight to actually finish. But they just keep having multiple fights with different people happening at the same time in the air. I just got bored with it after a while. Worked out pretty good. Yeah. I'm amazed that, thinking back onto what got popular here versus in Japan, supposedly Gundam Wing was like way more popular in the States than it was in Japan. Like Gundam itself is popular in Japan, but for some reason the Wing one, that story arc or series, was not as popular as some other Gundams there. But here it was fucking huge. So that I found fascinating. Alright, let's see how much this leaf parasol sells for now. Yeah, it exploded here. Whoa, holy fuck, this thing went up in price. When's the last time I sold one? That's not even on here. This fucking parasol is selling for at least 800,000 gil. Hey, I will happily take that gil. I'll do it 800,000. People want to say 8 million. Wait, it's not 8 million, right? Yeah, it's not. All right, give me that money. I guess that. Is it so hard to get? Let's see, what does it look like? I have one. So people are paying 800,000 gil for this. I mean, it is kind of a cool leaf. Oops. That's a lot. That's a lot of money for that. Oh, hopefully it sells. But yeah, it is a Totoro leaf. Yeah, you know, that's probably the appeal. Especially if you're like a big Rogadin or some big character with it, look like a Totoro, or even like a little Lalafell, a little fat Lalafell. That'd probably work too. There's so many anime remakes that I keep meaning to watch, but I never seem to get around to, like Fruits Basket. Oh yeah, I thought you really liked Fruits Basket. I'm surprised you didn't finish watching that one. Try again. I don't think I even finished Brotherhood. So Brotherhood always tricked me because I can't remember if I finished it because so much of it, when I'm thinking back, blends together with the original Full Metal Alchemist. And I'm like, did it happen in Brotherhood or did it happen in the other one? So there's that. I do think I remember distinctly that Hugh's death in the original hit me like a fucking freight train, and the way they had him die in Brotherhood was not nearly as like emotional. Because if you remember, I'm gonna reopen wounds on people. when he died in the original, they had that bit where Ed and Al didn't even know he died for like a while. They found out like later, right? But they were off doing something. Like they were going to travel to meet, was it Marco or somebody? And so they were on a train. And as they passed by a station, fucking Hugh's ghost, with that really sad music, like the Brothers theme, plays on piano while the ghost just waves to Ed. And like Ed just kind of watches, you know, the station as it goes by, like, huh? And then the ghost is gone. And I was like bawling my fucking eyes out. And then also, at least for the English dub, the line delivery for poor Mustang when he says it looks like it's gonna rain today, in the original one, like, destroyed me. He says it in both of them, and they're both Travis Willingham, and he's amazing. But I don't know why his delivery mixed with the ghost thing in the original FMA like destroyed me. I was a fucking wreck. So yeah. But then there's other things that they did better in Brotherhood, like the final fight with Father and Ed actually like quote unquote winning, you know, the final scene with the gate and all that shit. Like that was a better ending than the FMA, was it 2003 or whatever the year, what did they call it, 2009, whatever. Better than that ending, because the original ending was kind of a bummer, and I think it happened because the manga hadn't finished yet at that point, so the anime just like decided on its own ending, and then it continued into that Shambhala movie or whatever, which was really depressing, because essentially Ed went into an alternate world, which was like our world basically, where there was no alchemy, but like everybody he knew was like, they were like Nazis. Like Hughes was actually working for some equivalent of the SS or some shit. And I was like, I don't like this at all. They made Hughes into like an unintentional asshole. So yeah, that sucked. And, but the Brotherhood ending is better. Arguably, objectively better. So if there was some way you could mix and match from the two shows, you'd have an ultimate Full Metal Alchemist, I think. But, you know, you can't do that really. It's been 20 years and I still remember it. Yeah, man. Those things, when they hit you, you know? It's like that in Wolfwood's death from the original Trigun, you know? Holy shit. When he dies on his knees praying to God and saying, like, I didn't want to die this way. like, God, kill me. Fuck. I'm assuming, because the Trigun Stampede is still ongoing, right? So he obviously hasn't died yet. I'm wondering if it's going to be nearly as emotional as it was in the original one. I think I'm realizing why I haven't watched those remakes, but to see the sad shit. I do want to eventually watch Trigun Stampede because I'm not nuts about some of the stuff visually that they changed. I still think that Vash's design is far inferior to his original design. It looks like somebody cosplaying as Vash and they don't have enough money for the whole outfits. But it still has John Young Bosch, although it doesn't have Wolfwood's voice actor. And the visual quality looks good, but the things I don't like is Millie looks like she's young as fuck. She's also not a regular, like she doesn't start as an insurance girl. She starts as just like some dude's assistant, which is kind of lame. And then Wolfwood himself looks like he got demoted into just generic anime guy. He doesn't have the same tan. He doesn't have that cool convex nose he used to have. He doesn't have that ridiculous like pimp outfit like that he had before. He also looks like somebody has like $20 to cosplay him. And that's what they came out with, you know, so that's kind of annoying. I guess it is better that supposedly they take a bit more from the manga with the Stampede version, although Stampede is supposedly itself its own thing. Like, it's not wholly the manga. It's also not wholly based off of the anime either. Millie, so the rumor, I don't know if this is spoilers, whatever, but the rumor is that, I think at the last episode or something, they make some reference to the fact that there is a Millie. So I'm sure in the next season, Millie will show up. Whether or not she ends up doing the do with Wolfwood remains to be seen, but the way that they've changed so much stuff, probably not. That was another thing that blew my mind, where I thought that they were just going to blue balls everybody with Millie and Wolfwood in the original Trigun, but no, that night before he fucking dies, they fucking do it, when she's like, please eat the sandwiches, and then they stay in the room together. It's like, okay, big girl. He likes them big. They wanted that extra twist of the knife. Oh yeah, of course, because then she cried her eyes out the following morning when she realized he died. So you take a show that makes everybody angsty, even the doofy big girl that looks like she's always just full of sunshine and rainbows. Like she has her own angst period too, because everybody gets their angst period. Oh man, that show. But it stays with me. It wasn't a perfect series, because like, I feel like Trigun definitely had that problem where like, some of the budget was not there for certain episodes. Like when you rewatch it, it's like, all right, some of these character designs get kind of like inconsistent, and some of the animation quality goes all over the place on certain episodes, but the content is there. What am I doing? Sorry, I just will mindlessly run around if I don't have anything to like do. I like these kites up here. Some Moogle kites. What is this supposed to be? Like a boat on a river? Something. A little chocobo with like a flower. That's cute. I wish you could get some of these, because these are just kites that are in the like the common areas. It'd be cool if you could get a kite for like your front yard. Oh right, that's what I was going to do. I was going to look at the new items for the front yard. The name Mid-Valley the Horn Freak. This read free in my head. They had some names on them. That was the fucking saxophone guy, right? That did like explosive sax and like blew himself up or something, right? I can't remember how he died. It was something really dumb though. Like he suicide blew himself up with like a big blast of his sax or something. But I don't remember why. Like I don't know if that was on purpose. I need to rewatch that part. The only ones I distinctly remember are the big dude. Fuck. Because Vash almost kills him. And then the guy cries because he's like, no, don't kill me. Oh! Like he thought that Vash wouldn't kill. And like Vash got really close to killing that guy. And then, oh, did he try to mutiny? Mid-Valley? I can't remember. And then Legato. Legato was a fucking freak. Which is funny, because if you watch the dub, Legato's dub was the same guy that was Rurouni Kenshin. I'm like 100% sure it's the same voice actor. So that's kind of a trip. Or at least Rurouni Kenshin from the old show. I think they remade it recently. That's another remake. Ugh. And then, yeah, Legato was nuts because he was such an asshole. This unapologetic asshole. And then, let's see, which other bad guys? I feel like with Stampede, it seems like, again, haven't watched it, but just from people's reactions, it seems like they're trying to flesh out more of Knives' reasons for doing things to make him more of an actual character and not just like some like one-dimensional like memory guy that ends up being a bad guy. Dominique the Cyclops. Oh, that was the girl with like the eye patch, right? I don't really remember. The name I remember, but I don't remember what she does even. I'm assuming... Is that one of the ones that Wolfwood got to before Vash even had to deal with her? Because he did take out a couple people, like, discreetly himself. And I don't know if Vash ever realized that he did it. I think she was a gun lady. She just looked cool. Yeah, I think you're right. Alright, so there's a hedge. I think I actually have this hedge. Oh, a palm tree. That's kind of cool. Like a totem statue. Interesting. What? Is this like a light fish? What the fuck is this? I can't tell if this is an actual fish that was caught and just glows, or if this is some kind of light fixture that was made to look like a fish. Oh, minute mind flayer sprinkler. So it is like a little illithid, a mind flayer. What's that little sprinkler I saw earlier? Wildflower bed. That is a very thick brush there. Wasn't there a guy who looked like Christopher Lloyd in Roger Rabbit? Oh, that was the guy that taught Wolfwood. And he had like weird glasses, right? Because he also had a cross. He's the one that ended up essentially getting Wolfwood killed accidentally. Like, he wasn't going to kill Wolfwood, but around the time that Wolfwood was like, I'm not going to kill you, I'm just going to walk off and eat this apple, Legato mind-controlled Christopher Lloyd into shooting Wolfwood dead. But in his back. He shot him, like, in his back. Like, didn't even do it to his face. Okay, we saw these already. Are there any new ones inside? Yeah, that's why you remember. Well, because he's like, like he freaked out. He's like, I don't want to do it. Oh no! And then it just cuts to. I don't even think you see it. I think you just hear the pop, 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 pop. We should do some, like, you know how we did like that podcast for the Mass Effect things? We should do a podcast of just what we think we remember from anime. That would be actually, that would be pretty funny. See, like, how accurate were we? The two of us together, combined, trying to remember plots to 90s anime. Write that down, Joe. Write that down. It's like the equivalent of those drunk history shorts, which I guess they made into shows eventually. It's like drunk history, but not drunk, but just like hyper as fuck and trying to remember shit that like we haven't seen recently. Like, for example, trying to remember what the hell happened in the Slayers and Slayers Next. I remember distinct portions. I remember Zelgada's cross-dressing for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, we should do that sometime. We could maybe make it like a... maybe do the same thing when we do it on stream. That would be funny. Oh yeah, the fish people. Didn't Gowry like one of them or something? Oh no, I'm mixing that up with Futurama. My brain is putting Fry and Gowry together because, like, wasn't there a Futurama episode where Fry fell in love with a fish girl or something, and then he goes, "Why couldn't she been the other kind of mermaid with the face on the top and the tail on the bottom?" Something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, the tennis match of death, right? Because it's like, didn't they have to win or they would like die or something? There's some like dire consequence with that, and I can't remember what. Which is funny. All right, let's see. What is new? Oh, there's a bunch of new stuff. The fish part on the top and the lady part on the bottom. Oh, right, that's right. He wants it the other way because reasons. Wait, why do I still have this stupid? Get rid of this umbrella. A fairy cushion? No. Display rack. That's kind of cute. Magazines and shit. Wait, I need to turn the light on. Let's see. Did I see these before? Celestial screen. Oh, I think I did. I remember this like Hobbit house looking like doorway. Oh, that's cool. I still know most of the story beats from Escaflowne. I realized recently I've forgotten a lot of Escaflowne. I remember like 5 things. Oh, thanks for the lurk, Hungriest Clone. I remember about 5 or 6 like main points in Escaflowne, but I forgot a shit ton in the middle and like the sides. Like, I remember she went back to Earth for some reason at one point, but then she still went back to the Shadow Moon, or Gaia, or whatever the fuck. Mystic Moon? Whatever it's called. Fushigi Yugi was a clusterfuck. There were 54 episodes of that, and I barely remember most of it, except the Miyaka! Tamahome! Miyaka! Tamahome! I mean, that really is most of it anyway. And I forgot, like, I'm pretty sure they get attached to one another way faster than I think. Because I always feel like I remember the show being, you know those other anime or those other TV shows where there's more rivalry or tension between the two characters for almost the whole show, and then towards the end they become like romantic. I think it's the opposite with Fushigi Yugi. Like, you think that they're going to be at each other's throats a lot because they kind of are initially, but then it's like within episode like 10 or something, they already kind of get real close to one another. It's after like wasn't it around the time like she meets his family or something? I vaguely remember her like starting to be nicer to him around that time. Like, she realizes, oh, that's why he's kind of prickly, because he cares about his family. Oh, that's one of the ones where I'm so torn on the dub, because some of the voices in the dub are really good and others are awful. Like, Chichiri's voice is fucking awful. It's the worst. Mitsukake's voice is okay. It's just a deep voice guy. What's her face? The strongest lady man was cool, but it always threw me off, like I am now, because it was a female voice actress for the character. So my brain always thought like, oh, it's just a really strong lady, but it was a dude, Noriko, right? I love Noriko though. And then of course Hotohori, who's like, okay, Joe, you probably thought Hotohori was hotter than Tamahome, right? I'm sure you liked Hotohori more. Oh, we have gone off the deep end. I haven't, at least. I remember more names. Do I? Maybe I do. What was the name of her friend? You were not a Hotohori girl? Wow! I am very surprised. Well, there was that kind of lame part of his backstory where he was already technically married to somebody or engaged to somebody, but he still loved Miyaka, which I'm like, come on, dude, that's kind of shitty. You're literally having a kid with somebody else, and all you can think about is how much you love Miyaka. It's kind of fucked, right? Yui, yeah. Yui she got really in a bad way, but she also was kind of a bitch unnecessarily at one point, which is like, come on. She came around at the end, sure, but it's like they had a bit of like manufactured artificial tension that they forced her to be like bitchy about stuff when I don't think she normally would have been. I like Toski because he was a redheaded little shit. Yeah, he had a weird voice though. His voice was not what I expected in the dub. He was like, eh. Oh, because it was the dude it was the Fairly Odd Parents dad as the voice. Remember I told you that one time and you were like, what? Like, that's Toski's voice? And he tried to squish his voice into something that would sound more like an anime young guy, and it's so weird. It's Timmy's dad from Fairly Odd Parents. I forgot what the name of his voice actor is. He also, for anybody that played SWOTOR, he was Galt's voice actor as well, which is really fucking with my head now. The Deveronian guy that's your companion from, if you're a bounty hunter. In Japanese, he had like a rural accent, so in English they made him Southern. It's not really, it was just kind of weird sounding. I wouldn't even say it was like really Southern. I love Tamahome though, because like he had David Hayter's voice. Like David Hayter if he was like a young guy that was not Snake. And it actually worked really well. Young, solid Snake without the... Like, he would sometimes get gravelly, like, when he would be, like, low talking to Miyaka about how much he loved her, and I was like, oh, okay. This is kind of working for me. But yeah. It's a shame he's not in more voice acted stuff. The last thing I heard him in was if you play SWTOR and you pick the Jedi Knight, like he's the Jedi Knight character, which is pretty good. I love Tomoe too. Mitsukake was cool. I feel like Mitsukake didn't do enough. I usually love the quiet, the strong, silent, like burly types like that, but he was kind of sidelined a bit too much. So I wasn't nuts about that. Oh, speaking of big burly guys, you need to play Fire Emblem Three Houses if you've not played it yet. I'm gonna like somehow try to force you to play it. You need to play it, and you need to play the fucking blue lions. You need to pick the blue lions, I'm telling you. And you need to get back to me when you play it. I have to talk to somebody about this. There's a character I adore, and he's always getting done dirty and everything. It pissed me off, but I love him. He is the best. Put out my things that need to. Yes, please do. There is so much. You would like the story because there's so much fucking drama and angst and ridiculous, like, backstabby shit and plot twists. It's great. It's very good. Oh, trapdoor is kind of neat. Be cooler if it like actually opened up though. Oh, wait, imitation trapdoor. I think in that tweet where I told you that somebody made their entire like lower floor into the Game of Life, like the board game, I think they were painting trapdoors. Let's see, can you color this? Yeah, they were using this trapdoor piece as like one of the squares in the giant board game, which is smart because it's a perfect shape. Yeah, that's clever. Can't remember what else they did. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, but we need to do we need to do like, I don't know what I would call it. People with bad memories try to remember old anime. Like, we need to workshop a better title, and we need to do like a little podcast streaming episode where we just talk about that. I'll try to find, I'll get a little folder full of enough visual aids to, you know, pull up every time we talk about one of the shows, and then we'll go from there. All right. God, now my brain is thinking about it. What's going to be bad is I'm going to end up watching some of those shows, and then I'll be like, well, shit, now I can't talk about it because I just watched it. They really don't make anime like they used to. That sounds like such an old person thing to say, right? But when you think about how so off the wall some of those stories were for those shows, like, I feel like the slice of life show has exploded. Like, that type of show has exploded more recently. Back then, they were always like crazy stories, like super fantasy or sci-fi or whatever. Like, they didn't do as many slice of lifey kind of anime back in like the 90s. Like, that started happening more in like the mid to late 2000s, I feel. A lot of good anime out now, but there's just something about the 90s era. It wouldn't always look the best, but in terms of memorable plot lines and stuff, sometimes it was just better. And then the mistake is they'll try to remake some of those, and then it somehow loses that magic of like what it had back then, which is a shame. Ah, memories. Is this what happens to old people? When they get old, they just reminisce about old anime and whatever the fuck. The two of us trying to piece together the Tenchi. Oh no, the Tenchi lore? Tenchi lore might destroy it, because I also remember, like, I watched a couple of the movies, and then, like, I'm already confused because they were different shows. Like, the TV shows were different, and then they all were in, like, different timelines or something, right? Like, Tenchi in Tokyo, but then there was, like, a TV Tenchi and then OAV Tenchi, which was not the same plot line as the TV show, right? I always thought Ryoko and Tenchi was, like, the end game couple. I hated Ayeka because she was annoying as fuck, and she's always, like, complaining. And it was also gross because they were like cousins or something, right? And yet she was like thirsting after Tenchi, like hardcore. But Ryoko was the too cool for school space pirate who didn't want to like... Well, no, she liked Tenchi, right? But she also wanted to seem like too cool for school in terms of like not being like crazy about it. But I remember, I think it was in the TV series, she does this like self-sacrificial thing where they like make you think for a second that she died. Which I totally thought she was gonna die. They literally cut to her being by herself on the Ryo-Oki ship, and like you see a close-up of her hand drop and like blood just falling from her hand. And it's like, she's just gonna die by herself in the ship, and then you hear Ryo-Oki go, yeah! Like he's like crying for her as a ship. Like, what the fuck? Kione. Which one was Kione? Was she the space, like, cop? There were the two space cops. The one ditzy one, Mahoshi? And then the other one with the blue hair? Was she Kione? Yeah, of course you like the perpetually overworked one. And then there was, like, the little kid who was fine. And then, like, can't remember. And then I saw the movie where the mom was a kick-ass like warrior, but then the whole plot line is like at the end of it she chooses to sacrifice some of her life so that Tenchi survives, and that's why it's like a circle. That's why his mom ends up dying young, because she does something like uses her power up or something, so that, like, she beats the bad guy, but it costs some of her life to do it, because Tenchi couldn't fucking cut it. Sucks. And then his mom died to save everybody. Well, not died, but, like, she ended up dying early to save everybody. Was that Tenchi Muyo in Love? Was that what that one was called? Okay. Yeah, the movie was good. I can't remember, was Tenchi's dad hot or not? I just remember his grandfather, who had some, like, prince power, but then he was old as shit. I'm assuming the dad was, like, not hot, though. Because Tenchi himself is not hot. He is the epitome of, like, every time they make an anime, and it's got that black-haired, like, normal dude that's supposed to be, like, average kid. It's like, I can live my dreams through this anime boy. This is like me personified, but it's like somehow they end up being like the most important character in the show, which if there was any justice in the world, they would not be. I don't think he was. Okay. Do you remember Ranma? I thought that he didn't do any. I don't think he turned into an animal, but like the dad, not Ranma's dad, because he was a piece of shit, but because he turned into a panda. But the girl's dad was kind of hot to me. Because he looked normal. Hot in like a DILF kind of way, I guess. Oh, man. I even remember oh my god, my brain is going to explode. I remember the OAVs for Ranma. That one in particular where she almost stayed with the dude that would lose his memory, Shinosuke. I remember that one because of the angst. Because it wasn't very often, like in the TV show, I don't think it was very often they actually admitted they had feelings for each other. But in the OAVs, they would always get stuck in these positions where it's like, you get some of the real feelings are coming out between Ranma and Akane. And you know that they actually are endgame for each other. Like you could tell. It's like Inuyasha and Kagome or something, right? I mean, because it's also Rumiko Takahashi stuff. But, there was that one where they go to some mystical, like, place where the water is, like, super healing, and they have to use the water on this boy Shinosuke because he has some, like, wound that if they don't stay there, he'll die from his wound eventually. So it's like they have to constantly keep giving him water of life. But then because of the water of life, he, like, loses his memory a lot or something. But there's that angst because Ranma incorrectly thinks that she wants to stay there with Shinosuke. And, like, so there's that whole, like, love triangle thing, even though there kind of isn't one. Because she likes Shinosuke, but she didn't like him more than Ranma. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to somehow rewatch all these fucking things now. We need to have like a discussion about all the angsty moments from anime. Because I remember those things intensely. Like the fucking, like the very, what other people claim is the very out of character Lena Inverse loving Gauri Gabriev in Slayer's Next. Because in all other Slayer's content, they don't get together, right? But then in Slayer's Next, they actually have Gauri get kidnapped, and there's the concept like he might get killed by the big bad guy, and then Lena's fucking loses it because that is kind of out of character for her. But it isn't, because it makes her finally realize she actually does love Gauri. And then they do the whole dramatic. Oh my god, I can't forget the part where like she gets taken away. And towards the end, like, because she's going to become the embodiment of the Lord of Nightmares. But Gauri fucking, like, fights through all this shit to get through to her. And you remember this shit? He's like, Lena, I need you! And then he makes the Lord of Nightmares give back Lena's body just for her capriciousness, because she's like, these guys are cute. I want to see them get together. It's like, it's such a ridiculous ending because it makes no sense, but it feels good. Oh man, I have to watch that again. That's why Slayer's Next is my favorite. I love Slayer's Next. It's really good. Original Slayer's is also good. Slayer's Try is not as good. They got way too into the whole dragon versus demon war or whatever with Philia and Zelos, and there's something going on there between the two of those guys. But I didn't care about that. I liked the Gauri Lena stuff, and it almost felt like they kind of took a back seat, especially because Gauri lost his Sword of Light after the end of Slayer's Next. So he was definitely like diminished, which sucked. And then I couldn't get into what was the other series, the newer one, Slayer's Revolution or R or something? Because it had that weird like Pokemon kid. It looked like a Pokemon because he had like hands for ears or something. This is sounding insane. The more that I'm talking about this, it fucking sounds insane. Like I'm taking crazy pills. I didn't even watch that one. Yeah, it was kind of forgettable, honestly. It was cool because they made more Slayers for like a younger crowd, but the older stuff was just so much better and funnier. They tried to do humor stuff in the newer ones, and it kind of fell a little bit flat for me, honestly. God damn it. I know I have DVDs of that somewhere. I'm gonna have to rewatch Slayer's Next. Well, I'll try not to rewatch everything if we're really gonna do this podcast at some point talking about anime. Oh god, I'm sorry. I've just been standing in one spot reminiscing in my head about anime for like at least a half hour. I think I'm gonna call it here because we are no longer doing even Final Fantasy stuff. My brain has gone completely into like nostalgia land. But yeah, the New Year's event was cute. Is a bit insubstantial compared to some previous years. I like that they kept the fortune telling thing at the end. That's always fun. But I wish there was like a little bit more. I guess the next event, like the seasonal event, will be Valentine's Day or Valentiona's Day next month. So hopefully they'll do something cooler then. I was really pissed last year because they had two different outfits. One which was a male outfit and one that was a female outfit. And on the outfit, I'm going to do the angry face here. On the outfit, it said this could only be worn by people of like only for guys or only for girls. This can't be changed, whatever, right? So it's like, fine, okay. So I bought just the guy version of the outfit. And then less than a month later or something, they come out with saying, oh, we've removed the gender restriction or whatever on all the outfits. And it's like, you assholes, why didn't you just do that before? Then I would have bought that. Because like the hat or like the top or whatever on the female one like looked good. So, oh god. Ugh. This frustrates me. Hopefully they'll give you a good outfit this year. Yeah, exactly. as I just raged about. I mean, they're a little preppy looking because that's usually how those Valentine outfits look. They're kind of like vests and suits and things, but there's always the potential that they could look good mixed with other stuff. But yeah, anyway, there's probably, I think they said maybe towards the end of this month, there might be that Hildebrand or the Final Fantasy 16 crossover. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for that. There is going to be the Fan Fest this weekend, I think. Let me double check real quick before I go. Let's see here. Yeah, January 7th and 8th. Wait, 7th and 8th? It's actually going to be on Monday as well? Okay, but that's good. So that means for next Wednesday's Final Fantasy XIV stream, we'll get a chance to talk about all the stuff we saw, I saw, at the Fan Fest presentation. So there's going to be lots of new content, hopefully. Maybe a new trailer or two. Hopefully a new reveal of a job. Because they revealed the hell is it called? Viper or whatever? The twin-bladed scouting class last time, so we'll have hopefully a new job this time. Maybe additional footage to watch for things. So we'll have some stuff to talk about for Wednesday, even if there isn't a new event or a new update. So that should be fun. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming by. Thanks for I know there were people lurking. I appreciate everybody lurking, even if you don't say anything. It's always appreciated. The next stream will be Saturday, where we will continue Act 3 of Baldur's Gate, which I'm very excited about because we had some crazy shit happen in this last stream. We had a circus gone crazy. We were solving a murder mystery. We ended the stream going to a brothel. So that was a thing. And then, of course, Raphael appeared again, as he always does. Holy shit, that guy. Mr. Devil Charles Dance. Anyway, but that'll be Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, if you want to keep up with me, you can always just follow Twitch and hit the little bell to be notified. I also have YouTube, where I have all my edited Final Fantasy XIV stuff and some older BioWare stuff. And, of course, my Twitter, where I always tweet before I go live, so you can keep up with me that way. But yeah, in any case, thanks everybody for watching. Hope to see you next time. And until then, have a great rest of your week. Bye.